think you're correct. I think it is 137.
137 episodes of this fantastic podcast that we do. But I am your host this evening, the King Black Cherry. With me, I have Mr. Etep.
What's up, everybody? I hope all of you are having a lovely week.
Yes, indeed, we are. Also with me, I have Mr. The Real Ant-Man.
How's it going, everybody? And, just to show the love for the season 3, got the Rocket League shirt that just started last week. So
hey, look at this. I got the WrestleMania shirt because the WrestleMania just happened this past Saturday and Sunday.
There you go. And Chris got the PlayStation shirt because the system update came out today.
There you go.
Yes, that's true.
Everybody's representing everything that's going on this week.
There you go.
Absolutely. That PlayStation update is like
Well, the USB. I don't know. Did you have it on a slide?
I do not. I was going to talk about it in the game subscriptions thing.
Yeah, I'll just talk about it real quick since we mentioned it. But the USB thing, that's been something that we can do day one with the Xbox. So now they're catching up to there. Granted, there's stuff that the PlayStation has, like with the UI stuff, that's cooler than what Xbox has. So there's give or take. But yeah.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but we're going to say hi to Devin. What's up, Devin Rexford?
What's up, Devin? So go ahead, Chris. What's your thoughts on the firmware?
Jets, he always does, He always throws that little like.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
it's a step in the right direction. Yeah, this should have been day one, but kind of thing. But like, we got it. So for me, who has an 8 terabyte like hard drive that's sitting right here next to my PlayStation, is literally has been like filled with PS4 games. Now I can add in everything that I've had for PS5. So it's fine. It's good. It's good stuff.
Well, but like the thing is like the Xbox, you can't play your PS5 games on it, just like you can't play the Series X games off of it. It's basically used to like just transfer because it's faster than to download. But that's good. That's good. It makes it so you don't have to be on the internet. You can just transfer it over.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction. There was like something else I seen in there I thought was cool. I can't remember what it was now.
I'll do it. Go on the PlayStation blog right now. All right. So
we all know why you can't play games off the drive. You can't do it with either console. It's because the USB is too slow. The USB connection.
Yeah, way too slow.
As soon as they make a fast enough USB connection, then we'll be able to play off USB drives.
So I can be able to share play, as far as like as if like me and you are in a party together, and I wanted you to see my gameplay of the PS5. You'll be able to share it with. I'll be able to share it with you if you only have the PS4.
That's cool.
PS5. Enhanced control and personalizations options for the PS5. Improved game base. UI stuff. New features for PlayStation app. You'll get notifications when friends are online. Change your console online status. In the coming weeks, we will be rolling out even more, including the ability to join a multiplayer session on a PS5 from the app. Oh, whoa, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, manage a PS5 console storage, compare trophies with friends, sort and filter products shown in the PlayStation 4. You can download PlayStation app, blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. But, still, all good stuff.
So I want to see Devin run a game off of a USB hard drive, full specs.
Full specs.
I want to see him. I want to see him
settings.
Yeah, ultra settings off of a USB hard drive.
Crysis remastered off your hard drive. Can it run Crysis remastered off your USB drive? I want to see that. But anyway, Johnny, what's up?
So I don't know a lot about PCs, but that's why you always you can always build your PC, you can build your drive, I guess, build it up or whatever, but try to give more terabytes, more everything to our PC. That's why a lot of PC players. That's the whole attraction to PC. The fact that
you could customize a PC. You can spend $2,000. You can spend $2,000 on a graphic card that you'll barely get better specs than a full end console. But they got money. Let them spend their money.
Yes,
I think that's the attraction to PC gaming. It's the fact that they can do that. They have.
Yeah, sure. You can spend $2,000 every year and
a lot of money. Money.
Keep upgrading your system. Oh, so, 700. So it's still
okay,
$200 more than
yeah.
a whole console that'll last me 5 years, at least.
But I mean, I always feel that's the attraction with PC gamers, and that's why they always kind of PC is better because of that. So.
Oh, wow. Because, we're not into the cryptocurrency stuff just because a lot of us aren't into that stuff. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, all that kind of stuff. We're not into that. We don't have to be into it. We're into games. We use our systems for gaming.
And then he'll lose his password and he won't be able to get it.
With one card. Okay.
Hey, you know what? PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Nintendo don't matter. We all love video games. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
We're there to be entertained. That's all.
There you go. That's all that matters.
All right. Breaking news, gentlemen. Oh, let's might as well do this now. Mr. DMX passed away on Saturday. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, drugs are freaking terrible.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Dude, well, I'm pretty sure we all have our thoughts about DMX and all that stuff. I tell you one thing, dude. Like, he, I think, besides, Eminem. Honestly, I actually liked him better than Eminem at the time. Like when he was big in the late '90s and early 2000s. I was a big fan of him. I honestly got, I believe Anthony got me the CD. It's Dark and Hell's Hot.
Yep.
For my birthday and all that, and I love that CD. That was a great CD, dude. I listen to that all the time. And yeah, man, he was great, dude. Something about his rap and everything about him felt raw, felt real. And I think that's
raw, real, rugged, down to earth.
Yeah, rugged, tough. It's not like it's not the club music, like rapper. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that I know some
he does have his
music.
party music, but
you're gonna make me lose my mind.
Yeah, he did. But in the same time, his style was just rugged. It was just raw.
Yeah,
you kind
I
of
like his voice too.
Emotional. You kind of felt it, man. And I think that's what I loved about him. And I mean, I felt like we didn't really get too much. Like he only had 3-4 albums, and after that, he kind of went away. But he was huge at that time.
Let's not forget he was a great actor too, man. Exit Wounds.
Romeo Must Die.
Yeah.
Exit Wounds. Yeah, dude.
I remember Romeo Must Die the most.
Oh man, it's such a good movie, dude. I love Exit Wounds, man. I really love that movie. Yeah. So, dude, I remember we watched those in the theater. So, exactly. I was a big DMX fan.
Yeah, we're all big DMX fan, man. We're all, dude. Ask Ant. Anytime we were playing bowling and all that stuff. Anytime we did, you got a strike. I'm like, X is gonna give to you. Every time, dude.
I mean, that's literally all we were doing last year when the Xbox Series X was gearing to come out. We were like, oh, X is gonna give it to you.
Yeah, all the time, dude. All the time. It wasn't even his best rap song.
I'll be honest, dude. Between the X gonna give it to you and like the other thing we do that's from a celebrity that passed away recently, dude. Every time you throw something in the trash can, Kobe. every time.
Yeah. But every time, dude.
Yeah, I love it. Dude.
It's just sad, dude. I mean,
pop culture, man.
Yeah, he is big, and it's just sad. I mean, and of course, unfortunately, his demons, couldn't get away from his demons. He really has some serious drug issues and serious problems and all that. He's always had that. And I mean, I think that attribute to how good he was as a musician, though. I felt like a lot of musicians, unfortunately, from the '90s passed away early because of that. Because they're so, they have drugs problems and everything else attribute to how good they were musicians. I hate to say it. I don't know. I think it would have still been great, but for some reason, that definitely contribute to their passion of music and all how they did that. So, but it's just sad because, like I said, he was, I was a fan of DMX back then. It's still now. I mean, even Def Jam Vendetta, the first game. I mean, I always played DMX, man. He was the coolest, absolutely. Man. Yeah, he was the best. So it's
even when the knockoff songs that he would have sometimes. Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
His voice, dude. His voice is what did it, man. I mean, but come on, Rough Rider, the Rough Rider anthem. Everybody, stop. Drop, shut it down, open up shop. Everybody knows that, dude. Everybody. It's like, and I feel like a lot of younger kids should go back and listen to some of his stuff because I'm telling you, they'll be really like, oh man, that guy was awesome.
I feel like a lot of younger kids should go back and listen to all music from around that time.
Yes. just start from the Chronic and just like go on until you get the Mike Jones area, and then just stop and then go back to the Chronic. And then listen to all the way through.
Let's go earlier, Chris. Let's go Run DMC and let
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy.
Sugar Hill Gang. That was a great song back in the day. So yeah, go back and listen to some of that stuff, man. But yeah, dude, it's just sad and shame. I mean, please, if you guys got any more thoughts, if we can go ahead, guys. But for me, dude, it's a huge shame though because he was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. Huge shame and freaking hate drugs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
drugs suck.
Yeah, dude. But anybody? Any more thoughts about DMX?
No. That's all I got. All right. Breaking news.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Breaking news wise, does anyone have anything? I have zilch.
I don't have anything.
I mean, do we have the indie fair or indie whatever?
The Indie World slide is here. Yes, okay, I do have that.
Cool.
I did not watch it, so I'll be going through and I'll just be reading announcements.
I watched it.
Okay.
I guess we'll talk about WrestleMania for what I watch. I mean, later on.
Sure.
I guess.
If you want to talk about it now, I mean, that was an event that happened this past week. Let's
talk about it a little bit because I thought it was pretty. It wasn't just because it's WrestleMania. I thought it was big because they actually had a pretty good wrestling audience there for the event.
25,000 people each night.
And I thought that was pretty big actually for considering. I mean, we had the Super Bowl. I think this is a pretty big, major live event that's happened in pandemic era. That's happened in the pandemic era, and and let's just mention one thing too. Let's get this out of the way. The Bad Bunny, who I really didn't know about his music. I guess I didn't even know he'd sing reggaeton, but I guess that's what he sang. I had no idea what he sung, but he sang. But he did really well, man, in that WrestleMania match.
I was impressed.
He performed really well. It's very impressive, and he actually, I guess, because of that, he actually gave his tour dates. He's gonna actually start touring pretty soon too. I guess in the next couple months. So, but I thought that was pretty major, but. Overall, the event was really good. I think it was cool that main event was the ladies, the women's championship, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, who ended up stealing the show and main event in WrestleMania for Saturday, and Bianca Belair won. That's real good.
What an amazing match. Sasha, I mean, I've been a huge Sasha Banks fan for, I mean, you name it, Pete. The first time I really saw her wrestle in NXT, I was like, dude, that girl's the real deal. And
I'll admit it, he did.
Dude, I've been that's honestly been my favorite female wrestler, maybe even my favorite wrestler, to be honest with you. Right now at least. But pretty crazy stat Pete told me earlier. She's 0-6 at WrestleMania. So
she never won a WrestleMania match.
I gotta say my favorite moment about that whole match and everything is not even in the match. Somebody had a cell phone video of her after the match, right? So Bianca Belair's in the thing, holding up her belt and stuff. And dude, Sasha has the biggest smile on her face. Now it's not on camera because because they have to stay somewhat kayfabe. But dude, you could tell the joy and the ecstaticness she has for her friend that just won the belt, and that it's awesome. It's so cool, such a cool moment for everybody involved.
I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually.
But it was a good event. I mean, I watched some of WrestleMania and all on Sunday and all that stuff. But it was pretty good, and I think it's cool the fact that you have wrestling fans there watching it and enjoying it themselves and all that stuff. I know it's COVID and out there, but hopefully with the vaccinations and everything else that's going on, hopefully this will be more signs for things to come in later on this year. So, but I thought that was a cool thing. So, and that's about it, though. I don't know if any more breaking news, guys, besides that.
Yeah.
The most important thing that happened in WrestleMania, gentlemen. Logan Paul got Stone Cold Stunner.
You know what's funny, dude? I'm glad you mentioned that because I was for a second there like I was like, yeah, better way they had a good match. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. You can even ask Zayn. I hated the fact Logan Paul. So I was like, what the hell is he doing there? He has no business being there. And then like they did a whole thing where like he pushed Sami Zayn and he was like the face, and I mean he was the heel of Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens was the face. So like they did a whole handshake thing. You're kind of like, oh, don't shake his hand. I'm glad he just stunned him, and I'm like, yes, thank you. You stunned Logan Paul. So that was pretty awesome, actually. By the way,
and he sold that pretty well. Right, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty good.
That pretty well.
Yeah. So yeah, he did sold it pretty well. I was actually really impressed by his selling. So who knows if he's going to start wrestling? But you never know.
Certainly hope not.
You never know. I mean, he could become the new Miz for all we know.
No. And on that note, we're moving on. That's it.
Oh,
no,
man, you never know.
No, don't you dare say those words. All right. So, nope, not wrong.
Oh,
this week
gaming description. So really, there's really nothing besides the Epic Game Store stuff. Nothing has been announced. I think next week's going to be at least more Game Pass games will be announced next week. But as of right now, it is literally just the Epic Game Store stuff. Tonight is the last night to get, I believe it was called 3 out of 10 Season 2. And I'm on the store right now. Yep, 3 out of 10 Season 2. And next week, we actually get 3 games. I don't know what the big deal is with that. But we're getting Deponia, The Complete Journey, The Pillars of the Earth, and The First Tree. So all 3 will be available for free tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Again, nothing has been announced for the other game stores. Available tonight will be on Xbox, PC, and Cloud will be Rain on Your Parade, which is a little indie game where you get to go rain on people's day and piss them off.
Nice.
Yep, it's basically think the Untitled Goose Game, but you're a rain cloud. So that'll be available later today on the Game Pass.
No, Devin, we're not going to talk about that because that is also something that is garbage.
Who's Ben Askren?
Let's Google him. Ben Askren.
I'm just Askren, guys.
He's an American retired professional mixed martial artist and amateur wrestler.
Why?
So I think Jake Paul's gonna get his ass kicked.
Why don't some of these guys like fight like somebody like in their prime? Probably no one will take them on.
Because this guy's 36 years old. What? Why?
Hey, watch it, Chris. I'm like 30, almost 39 now, bro.
Jake Paul's gonna get his ass kicked, guys. He's gonna get his ass kicked.
No, because it's going to be Jake Paul is going to kick his ass because of the fact he's 36. Jake Paul is still in his 20s. He's a retired UFC fighter.
Is it
boxing?
Oh, but is it boxing or is it UFC?
Yes. It's boxing.
Okay,
it's a boxing match.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a kind of toss-up.
Yeah, because well, this guy was a former Olympic wrestler, so I don't know if he could box.
Yeah. Well,
but you got to be a badass to be an Olympic wrestler. So,
yeah, but who knows if you can box? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can box if you did the.
I'll take the fall in the first, man, for that paycheck they're probably getting.
Oh man,
down goes Frazier.
Yeah, but I still think this guy has a way better chance than Nate Robinson. Because Nate Robinson never he was a basketball player.
Nate Robinson is a nobody.
It's totally different.
And he's a
different animal. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at least he was a midget for a basketball player. I don't know if he's really a midget.
Across the street from my work today. So I was talking was taping. Oh yeah. Anthony mentioned that, Leo.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And by the way, Leo, best wishes for your dad right now. Best full recovery for your dad. Just want to say that.
Did anyone get to see Jason Bateman?
Making a cool million. Yeah, that's.
Making a cool million. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. I'll fly Jake Paul.
He is okay at boxing. There you go. There proves my point right there. Why even done?
Fight Floyd. Fight Floyd.
Dude, Floyd whoop his ass. I'm just saying, I don't care how old you are. If you know how to fight for a long time, all you need to do is have good stamina. That's all you need to do. But if you fought all your life and you have this fucking rookie guy coming in there who, man, you're gonna kick his ass.
I'd pay $10 to see Devin fight Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson probably whooped Devin's ass, so I'm sorry.
I don't know. Devin's talking the trash.
David, oh God, no.
I think an athlete, like anybody that's an athlete has better advantages. I mean, you know what I'm saying, than regular people.
Yeah,
you say that, but Jake Paul is not an athlete. He is a
but he was
YouTube
training
celebrity.
for boxing for a year or so, wasn't he? I think he was training for a year or so before when he fought Nate Robinson.
Well, Nate
Nate Robinson was trained for years to like play basketball and whatnot, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, in the next couple months I'm gonna train to be a boxer, and next you know what happened? Slumber got my ass whooped.
I was about to say he should have trained to be a sleep specialist because he was sleeping on that mat. Oh man, so
but for a cool million, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all will fight him.
I don't know if the co-worker of Leah's was a boy or a girl, but they said if Jason Bateman walked in the store, they might have to kiss him, and I was like, that's a little weird and rapey, but
just a little bit,
but it's okay though, right? Because it's happening to a guy.
Oh God! Oh, you went there.
I don't know, man. I'll just say hello and shake his hand. That's all I would do. Even that's a little bit too much for celebrities. I feel like sometimes.
Possibly, yeah. All right.
Who's the girl on that show? The wife. She's a big actress.
Isn't it? I know that actress. Isn't it? What's her name?
Laura Linney, right?
Laura Linney. Thank you.
Yeah, she's a good actress too.
No, they're both good actors. I like both of them. All right, let's talk about this.
Nintendo Indie Direct happened today, and I'm going to go through some announcements. Anthony, you watched it. What did you think?
I did watch it. I'll tell you what. It had better pacing.
I know what got your panties wet.
Oh,
yeah, definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. For sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's like
that gets anybody, any guys from like that. That'll get any a guy who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s panties wet. I'm sorry, dude.
That's like the Ninja Turtles. That was like my all-in thing. Like that was like, dude, everything. Like pillows, like blankets, dude, like wardrobe, like everything was Ninja Turtles. Like back in the day, dude. That was my thing. That was my obsession was Ninja Turtles. Dude, I remember my mom took me to go watch the original movie. It was at a twoplex, and we literally had to stand all the way around the building to like wait in the line to go around.
I think same with me too. I think I waited I don't know if it was all the way around, but I remember going to.
The crazy thing about that movie is it's an indie movie. Like how crazy is that? And it's good. It was an indie movie, and it was good.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So really, really good movie. Dude, still holds up, man. I'll still watch that movie. I'll still quote every goddamn line from that movie. I don't even care. But no. Okay. So my overall thoughts was, so I know Xbox just did an ID at Xbox thing. So I'm gonna kind of compare them because I feel like they kind of need to be compared.
Unbiased, Dan? Are you gonna be unbiased?
Totally unbiased.
All right.
So I will say that the Indie World Direct, it was 20 minutes. The pacing and the way they do it, way better than the way Xbox does it. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind hearing from YouTubers interviewing indie developers. In fact, one of the interviews during the thing made me actually want to play the game because just listening to the developer talk up his game, I was like, okay, that's really cool. I wouldn't have got that from the trailer. So I thought that was cool. But for somebody that is on a lunch break that wants to watch something, 20 minutes, bang, 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 bang. Here's your direct. Way better than 3 hours. Here's your show. Yeah, the Xbox ID one from 2 weeks ago was 3 hours long.
No.
Yeah, that's what. First of all, they didn't even like warn you that it was going to be 3 hours. They're like, "Oh yeah, we have a showcase coming. ID at Xbox starts at noon." Yeah, 3:30 like rolls around when it's finally finishing. I'm like, first of all, no. So what they should have done is kind of how Nintendo does their E3. They should have banged out all like 100 games that they showed off. Now they did show 100 games on the Xbox one, so that's a little bit of it. But they should have banged all those out, then did like a treehouse kind of thing.
So
okay, I've seen it all. Now if I want to see more, I can sit here and watch it. So again, the pacing's way better. I'm gonna say though that Xbox had way better content. So there's more games that's coming to Xbox that I'm excited for that might eventually make their way to the Switch. It's really weird. Like I never played the game Oxenfree. Have you guys ever played it?
No.
Nope.
So like that was how they ended the direct. Like they did oh wait, but there's more, and they did Oxenfree 2. Like I'm like, I don't know how many people played Oxenfree to make it like that big moment. Like, hey, this is the game that's coming.
But like
good,
out of everything though that they have here, I mean that is probably
My big moment would have been the House of the Dead remake. That would have been that would have got me more because I saw that
I
and
didn't know
was
they had that.
yeah, I was like, that's cool.
Did it look good?
Yeah, it looks really good.
I'll go through.
So straight shooter, right?
I'll go through what they announced. Road 96,
which looks really good, by the way.
Procedural narrative game inspired by 90s road movies where each story is unique, launching later this year. Never Yield, a 3D free-running adventure game set to a funky jazz-inspired soundtrack set in futuristic version of Detroit. It'll be available May 19th with a demo later today. Last Stop, a game made by 3 entangled stories, all contributing to the same overarching story, coming July 2021. Ollie Ollie World, a side-scrolling skateboarding game from the creators of Ollie Ollie, with a far bigger focus on narrative and world building, arriving this winter. The Longing, a slow and methodical, hand-drawn title that plays out over 400 days of real time as you wait for your king to reawaken. It'll be available later today. That seems 400 days in real time.
Yeah, dude, the game was so slow too, man. It looked like the guy's like walking across the screen and it's just like, and I'm like, oh my god, who the hell would want to play that game? Like no, like I don't know, like I definitely nothing for me. I can tell you right now. I'm like, where's the goddamn run button?
400 days in real time. So, what's 400 days from now?
What's like a year in like a month almost?
What's 400 days from now?
I'm gonna guess May 21st. Ish.
May 19th, 2022 is when it all comes together. Okay. Nope.
Yep, not for me.
There is no game. A point-and-click comedy adventure, adventurous and full of surprises.
That looks really good too.
It's also available later today. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge features the iconic heroes in a half shell, drawing heavily from the sum of the old Turtle classics. It'll be available on Switch later this year. That sucks. They don't give you a date. Chris Tales is set in a fairy tale world where you can travel back in time during the combat and make opponents easier to dispatch. Let's get through some probably big ones. House of the Dead remake, a rebuilt version of the iconic arcade game, set to launch later this year. What the hell? Ender Lilies. What is that? A dark fantasy 2D RPG where you unravel the mysteries of a broken kingdom, arriving June 21st. Interesting. Fez, the iconic and mind-bending 2D platformer in which you're the only person who can perceive an extra dimension, arriving to Switch later today. Okay, so they have some games.
Yeah. There's it's definitely some cool stuff. There's one game, I forget what the name of it is. I know you mentioned it, but it looks like the art style looks like Where's Waldo. I was like, that's cool. I don't know how the game's gonna be, but like it just looks like you're walking around like a Where's Waldo book, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. And then another cool one that kind of stuck out to me was Konami's like remaking a game that was a Japanese only game. Hold on, it's called Getsu Fumaden. So it was a NES game from 1987. Well, a Famicom game. Only went to Japan, but they're remaking it for all
Eastern,
all different whatchamacallit regions. So and it looks new. It has like a new art style to it. Were you able to find that game, Chris, that I was talking about that looks like Where's Waldo?
No, I'm assuming Weaving Tides? No.
I'm gonna see if I can find it as well. I'm looking.
You said I mentioned it?
You may have. I thought you did. I'm looking through it right now.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think IGN has it on here. I was just kind of like peeking through their stuff, but yeah, I don't see it now. That's weird. I definitely seen it though. Everything announced. Here we go. I'll just do that. Not the longing, not never yield. Interesting. Maybe it was Weaving Tides. No, it was Labyrinth City. That's what it was.
Mm.
Yeah, so if you there's no images on there, but look it up if you have a chance. Just it's called Labyrinth City, and I guess it's based off of a kids book series, and it's just like the art style just looks really cool for a game. So I was like,
detective puzzler set in a beautiful hand-drawn city arriving to Switch in sometime in the next few months. Wow. Good job with these dates, guys.
yeah, it's coming 2021. Well, with everything going on, it seems like everything's getting delayed. So I guess it's better to just leave it ambiguous at this point.
It better be like later this year, like sometime in the next few months. We don't know when, just sometime.
Great and enunciation. Why? What did I not enunciate?
I don't know. All right. So anyway, Pete, what do you think about this? Anything's I can't hear you. Was he talking? Did you hear him before?
Not like for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I said make sure I wasn't going crazy.
Nope, you're not going crazy. They say I'm crazy. Oh yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Of course.
Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's fun. I was trying to tell you guys, so can you hear me? But I didn't. That's why I didn't want to leave because I was waiting to. What I thought about this. Well, I know about Ollie Ollie because the thing I played on the Wii U or Wii, I think the Ollie Ollie game, the skateboarding game. So I know that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game looks amazing. I don't know about any other. Oh, I got one question though. You're talking about that Japanese game, where you play a samurai, right? Is that the one? Like it looks like a Metrovania. The gameplay.
Look like what?
Metrovania. Kind of looks like a Metrovania game.
I don't know.
Like you're fighting these big ass monsters, like bosses, and is that what I'm thinking of? It looked good. I don't know. Like I was just watching it.
You're fighting monsters. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that game looked good. If that's the game we're talking about, it kind of looks like you're a samurai, but it looks a little bit like almost what's that game where we played a wolf? The art style looks kind of like that art style.
Okami.
Yes. Am I right? Or
yeah, it does look
okay.
Like that.
Yeah, that game looks good though. But yeah, I'll be honest. I'm never was too big into indie games. I'm not like huge on that, but like playing Katana Zero and beating that game, I'm actually gonna probably try to look more into indie games.
I don't think indie games are the same indie games that you're thinking of back in the Wii era. If you haven't played indie games in the last 10 years, they've come a long way. There's a lot of indie games that rival third-party games or AAA games, whatever you want to call them nowadays. For instance, Stalker 2 is an indie game, and that game looks amazing. So it's just again, like you have like your one-man development team games like Mutant Muds. Jules Watson does that for a TUI. He's pretty much a one-man team.
I play Mutant Muds.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, so you have like smaller projects like that, but there are also huge indie teams out there that are making some pretty close to AAA products nowadays.
I think that's what it is too, because I think when we were doing Game Gravy, we reviewed some of these indie games, and I thought a couple of them were pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? I remember playing.
Oh yeah, there was definitely some
There's definitely a bad batch.
shovelware.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at shovelware. I'm not going to
So-
name names or anything
So
like that. But
I kind of felt like oh crap, this is already indie games. I'm kind of like, ugh, they're pretty bad. Some of these games, like there were some really awesome ones. Like Steam World Dig was a pretty awesome game. I thought that was a pretty fun game that I beat actually.
That's Image Inform. Those are they make those games. They have a couple other Steam World games. They're also making The Gunk, which looks really good.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Yeah, No Man's Sky is an indie game. That is correct. I do want to play their other game that they just came out a few months ago, The Last Campfire. That looks really good.
But I think you're right though. I got I think the introduction to indie games always had a kind of not such a it kind of was like it didn't have a great opinion about them at first because my first impression was not good. But I think you're right. I think now with more indie games and more developers, like you're saying, I think I should definitely give it more of an eye to some of these games.
And granted, it was published by a AAA publisher, but I would still, in my mind, consider Little Nightmares that Chris has been playing an indie game. So they got money from a big publisher, but I'm pretty sure it was a small studio that made the game for them.
Yep.
How scary is that game, Chris?
Huh?
How scary is that game?
It's tense at moments, but it's not scary. It's weird.
Is it kind of like Limbo?
In a way, Limbo mixed with Hello Neighbor.
Okay.
I like Limbo. Limbo's a good game.
Pete, are you going to join the MLB Show 21 League? He doesn't have an Xbox.
I don't have an Xbox, bro. I mean, eventually, if
he has a PlayStation, he can get it on PlayStation 4.
There you go.
Isn't it crossplay?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that either. I'm just throwing this out there.
Y'all making me turn on my Xbox One X, by the way, which is like, ugh.
That's fine. Who are you gonna play as, Chris? The Rays?
No, Devin has a Rays.
Oh well, we all know I'm gonna be the Yankees. All rise. Aaron Judge to the plate.
I think I may be the Giants.
There you go. Or the Dodgers. That's a good choice.
I know Ryan's probably going to be the Marlins.
They're hot trash.
I mean, it's fitting for Ryan. He's hot trash.
I guess the Mets are hot trash too, aren't they?
No, they're decent this year.
Are they?
Yeah.
Or the best team, the Yankees?
Oh, probably not. I don't know. Probably the Dodgers, man. They won the World Series.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They got Clayton Kershaw.
It'll be Dodgers and then probably Rays.
Cody Bellinger. Yeah. The Yankees will be up there because Garrett Cole's one of the better pitchers in the league, but I'm sure they're going to be pretty close to
Let's have pitching, bud.
Gotta have pitching.
Poor Ryan. His cousin's sticking up.
What up, Ashley?
What's up, Ashley? Sticking up for your cousin.
That's funny.
That's funny. All right, moving on from Nintendo Indie Direct Reacts. This is going to be our first trailer react of the evening, gentlemen. Are you ready for this? We're going to space!
Love this. Ooh.
The world has a way of changing. And we change too.
Hold on. There it goes.
I know some people, they would die for me. There are moments that separate us. They're my family. But we always come back together.
We heard y'all needed a little love out here.
Y'all ever thought about the wild missions we've been on? We've taken out planes, trains, tanks. I'm not going to even think about the submarine. And now we got cars flying in the air? Who is he?
Jacob is Dom's brother.
Been a long time, Dom. Little brother.
You always say never turn your back on family, but you turned your back on me. Now your little family is in my world.
Are you ready?
Whatever's on you,
Is you ready?
it's on us.
Are you ready?
He's got his own private army. We need help.
Bring what you got.
Bring what you got. Bring
No way.
Is you ready? Whole squad ready.
So how do y'all want to play this?
Fast.
We going on. We going on. Whole squad ready.
Okay, this is a bad time to mention this, but I don't drive.
Brother against brother. This should be interesting. But could you kill him?
Get the e-brake for me, would you, darling?
Crank it all the way up.
We the soldiers.
Man, we messing with magnets now?
Woke to wake up. Whoa. Came front. Yeah, everything we gave up. Even when we die, we raise up. Yeah!
It's good to be back.
We got no white flag and no treaty. We got the product. We got the tools.
We supposed to stop that? Hold on!
We going wild. We on the loose. People is blind. We are the truth.
I spent my entire life in your shadow. And now, you spend the rest of yours living in mine.
We going wild. We on the loose.
Not today.
We are the
Really? Duct tape? You acting like we on our way to Home Depot.
Hunter! No, Ted! I don't want to die!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to space.
Okay.
So, has the Fast and Furious series jumped the shark? It looks
Okay.
like it jumped the shark.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like, while I will enjoy eating my popcorn watching this movie, I think this is the case of maybe one movie too long.
No, they jumped, come on, guys. Have they jumped the shark? I think they jumped the shark, right? With magnets. Or they jumped the magnet or whatever. I don't.
Chris, I need to know what you think, because I know that you really got me back into the franchise, so I need to know what you think about this, Chris.
This is crazy. This is insane. Oh gosh, to put this in words. Okay, so this is going to be part of a trilogy that's going to end everything.
You're telling me there's going to be 3 of these?
Yes, there is going to be 3 of these.
You know what? Okay, I'm sorry, Devin. I was thinking about when are the dinosaurs going to show up?
Why go dinosaurs? Why don't we go with like the Pacific Rim like Gundam looking things?
There you go.
I think that'd be a lot better than dinosaurs. Personally, I think we should have some Gundam like Power Ranger shit going on. I mean, look, the smoke in the background looks like we got Power Rangers going on anyways. So I mean, like, let's just go Power Rangers. Why not?
Okay, explain to me. There's another thing too. There's another thing that bothers me about the trailer that we already talked about. How is John Cena and Vin Diesel or whatever Toretto related? Because they don't look alike at all.
They're adopted.
You think so? Is that the storyline? They're adopted.
We don't know.
I would hope so, man.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Or the milkman, bro.
Always a milkman. God damn, that milkman. Always getting around.
I mean,
well, nowadays it might be the Amazon driver. I don't know.
Did he see John Cena? Did he go see John Cena?
Could be the DoorDash. Could be the DoorDash man, son.
Did he go see John Cena with his kid? Because he can't see him, right?
Man, this is just.
And also, like, can you explain how Han survived that whole exploding car from Jason Statham's character, or what Shaw?
I'm sure everything is going to be explained, but let's take a moment. Let's look at the positives here. Everyone is back.
Yeah, minus The Rock.
Minus The Rock. Everyone is back. Lucas Black, Little Bow Wow, the other guys that they had in the movie. Han. Everyone is back in this movie except for Jason Statham and The Rock.
And that's because this takes place the same times as Hobbs and Shaw. I'm figuring.
Probably
yeah.
So are they all going to come together? Are we going to have the head of the table in the next movie?
Oh God.
Oh,
I'm
so mad.
They're going to combine forces at the in the second movie, and then it's going to be all out. We're actually going to find out who the actual true bad guy is, and the freaking at the end of it of Hobbs and Shaw won because we didn't know who the actual real bad guy was who was controlling Idris Elba. So there you go. He could be the very big bad. It could end up being Keanu Reeves. So.
I didn't know Justice League. Yeah, that'll be the Fast and Furious Justice League. Where they all combine to one.
Yeah, and then we'll have to get an 8-hour director's cut of
it. But yes, this movie does look ridiculous. And yeah, when
I'll watch it, but I don't like. I'm not as excited for this as I was Hobbs and Shaw. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Hobbs and Shaw was kind of ridiculous too, but it was fun ridiculous. I still have fun watching that movie. It was a little ridiculous,
but it's ridiculous in a good way.
Yes, but it's still fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, like that whole chase scene in the end was kind of ridiculous, but it still was good to watch. Whereas, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be a fun movie too. I mean, with the whole magnets and everything else that's going on in this movie. I mean.
As long as there's 37 minutes of slowdown during the magnets parts, we'll be good. Need some slow frame shots. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, everybody. I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
I'm kidding. Zack Snyder is freaking Academy Award worthy.
Yeah. Okay.
Even Chris is like, whoa, calm down there with that.
Your Pinocchio nose would be 3 feet long right now.
I know that would not even I'm saying no. But
I gotta say though, dude, the guy is full of himself though. He's like, oh, there won't be any director's cut for Army of the Dead because the studio didn't fuck with me on this movie. I'm like, dude, this guy's like so full of himself, man. Just like get the microphones and the cameras.
But here's the thing though, like I said,
Army of the Dead, Chris.
Yes, we do.
Okay, never. We'll talk about that.
But here's the thing with that, though. Like, you've seen with how Warner Brothers is treating their movies.
Oh yeah.
It makes sense to the fact that like there's director's cuts of Warner Brothers movies out there.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that like it sucks because the fact like either they're going to be released or they will not be released. And some movies will suffer because of that. Because, in my honest opinion, the director's cut of Batman v Superman is a lot better than the cut that we got. The theatrical cut.
I do think that Warner Brothers has a history of screwing up like their movies or their like, you know what I'm saying, the people, the head of studios get involved and it screws things up. There is a history of that. So I kind of, even though like I said, maybe, you know, sometimes we give shit to Zack Snyder, you can blame the studio as well. So
yeah, so I mean, I'm going full studio, like blaming them on them. This part, like, I don't know who makes Robert Mrs. Doubtfire, but there's a rated R version of that movie out there somewhere.
So Chris, are you going to watch the 4-hour episode 9 cut? There is word that J.J. Abrams has a 4-hour episode 9 cut.
Do you know what? If he puts it out, I would watch it.
As long. Okay, you know what? Here, I'll give you this because I think it's ridiculous. But if it does fix the stuff I have issues with in the movie, I would give it a chance. If I know going into it, it's going to fix this issue here, this issue here, this issue here, I would give it a chance.
What issue do you want them to fix, though, Ant?
Basically scrap the whole movie and remake it. No, I'm kidding. Dude, I really
more
think
cohesive story, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's just some stuff that happens in that movie that makes no sense. So, for instance, when Ray leaves Ben Solo on the planet in the middle of the water, how does he get off that planet? Just curious. She takes.
How do you get on that?
That was his ship.
Yeah, but like, she landed on that, like the freaking ship that was actually in the waves and the water and shit like that, and he just somehow just like, oh, I'm here.
I'll be honest with you. If they had more of Kerry Russell's character, like in that storyline, I'm down for that because I thought that was good stuff. Like I wanted to see more of that. I thought that was really good. I wish they would just come out with Finn. Just say he's a goddamn Jedi. Like yeah, like just like why pussyfoot it?
You know, another storyline that they need to also kind of like, you know, tell more off is General Hux's like turn. I thought that was like a really out of nowhere. Like he's like a spy all this time. That didn't explain anything. Like you remember when the Hux, the general,
he a spy the whole time, or was he?
I don't know, but he like later
turn at that moment.
But they never really explain it. He just said, "Oh, I'm a spy. I'm working for you," or something like that. And I'm like, "What?" You know, didn't explain anything. His character turn. You know what I'm saying?
I did think it was weird too. Like all of a sudden, there's like this whole like Coliseum filled with like these evil people underground. Like where did they all come from?
Yeah, that's a good question too. That's a good question. That's a good
we're here to see the games.
Yeah,
it's the agent. It's the Agent Smiths. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
It's the Agent Smiths clones.
No,
I don't
know what though. I tell you one thing,
I agree, Devin. That is an awful movie. Like, there's so much stuff like they really would have to fix to make it like a better cohesive story. That like I don't even know.
You know what though? It's kind of different though. I feel like Justice League from J.J. Abrams. It's Justice League. The tone of the movie definitely changed with the Snyder cut. I think like Justice League with Josh Whedon's one, it was trying to make it too much comical and not enough like it wasn't really serious. I felt like the movie didn't really take the whole thing what was going on very seriously, and I think that in certain scenes were definitely because I there showed a couple scenes when like Superman came back, and that scene from Snyder cut compared to the original cut feels completely different. So, like, I feel like it's different when the two different directors' vision, and I think that's why the Snyder cut is better. Whereas J.J. Abrams, that's his movie. I don't understand what more can he do to change the whole feel of that movie.
I think he was worrying too much about retconning stuff from 8 instead of just making a good movie.
Yeah, I think that's what it was actually, and I think that's why it turned out to be a pretty bad movie.
I don't know. Honestly, I would just like them to just take 7, 8, and 9, just like scrap them all and just restart again.
Yeah, but in the same time, though, I feel like that's the last we've seen of Carrie Russell. I mean, not Carrie Russell, Carrie Fisher. That's the last we see her. That's the last we saw. You know, I feel like
I don't think Harrison Ford would want to come back and do another one. I don't think Luke would want to come back and do another one. So, and Luke just needs to pass the mantle to Sebastian Stan, anyways.
I think he should. Yeah, I think really, when you look at it, you could pull off a great Luke Skywalker or Sebastian Stan. So, yeah, in my point of view, I think that's the problem with 7, 8, 9. Is the fact they should have had one director, one story writer, and that's it. Should have had just
honestly, they should have just had Lucas write the goddamn thing. Even though he wasn't going to direct it, just have Lucas write 7, 8, and 9,
and have J.J. Abrams direct it.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been 100% on that. But yeah. But
what can you do?
Exactly.
What can you do? All right,
2020.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So, Mr. Xbox fanboy over here,
Pete, he's talking to you.
No, he's talking to
you. So,
I'm not an Xbox fanboy.
What do you want from a Kojima game?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. I'm not really a big Kojima fan. I think his cutscenes are a little long-winded. I think sometimes his gameplay is a little off. And I mean, there's definitely fans, and I get it. Like, here's the thing: if you like long cutscenes and just like weird games and stuff like that, then I could see how he's up your alley, because I'm sure Death Stranding has plenty of that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so does Metal Gear Solid. Has plenty of it.
Didn't which game was it where literally you have an hour-long cutscene? And
so it's an hour and a half, Pete. Let's get that right. And that was Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, I didn't play 4. 2 has it as well.
4 at the end, there was like a 2-hour cutscene.
Yeah, at the end of 2. You have about a 25-minute cutscene. Then you have the credits. Then you have another hour cutscene after that.
Oh god!
So your end credit scene is an hour long. Yeah, I don't know. Like the first Metal Gear Solid, when they remade it on the GameCube, Twin Snakes, Silicon Knights remade it. That was a very good remake. That was
but even that was kind of long-winded. And then when you find a Liquid Snake, remember?
It was a little long-winded.
It's like you're fighting him, he's still explaining everything,
not
still
as
going
bad.
on and on.
I'll be honest with you. I think that the main reason that Xbox, why a Kojima move for Xbox and Microsoft makes sense is because they are trying their hardest to break into the Japanese market. And I feel that a Kojima game, an exclusive Kojima game, will give them a better foothold in that market. Not to mention that, but I know that he could probably get them other developers on board if that's what they're looking for. I think that the best move they can make is Konami's not using the Metal Gear franchise right now. So I would maybe go to Konami, see how much it would cost to license that and have Kojima make them a new Metal Gear game, because that would get people.
Do you think he will touch Metal Gear again?
See, that's what I don't know, because he wanted to leave for the freedom of not touching Metal Gear. I think that was, but was it that, or was it he didn't want Konami telling him what to do with Metal Gear? So I don't know.
It was that.
So maybe, I don't know. It's weird.
Here's my thing though: would you get another like weird game like Death Stranding? Because like a lot of people like that game, critics I guess, but some people do not like that game at all.
But yeah, because it's like a relaxing walking simulator, and you have to take your time with it, and it's not like a freaking shooter kind of a thing. So yeah, of course, a lot of people are not going to like it for that.
Well, and I think people went into it expecting an exact Metal Gear, but they're like, "Oh, this is the guy that makes Metal Gear, so this game has to be like Metal Gear."
Yeah, no.
It would be kind of like, think about it this way. Let's say the Call of Duty developers make a new game, and so all the Call of Duty fans are like, "Oh, Call of Duty's great. I'm going to buy the new game." But then it's a little bit different genre than Call of Duty. They're going to be like, "What is this? This is trash." So I think it's kind of like that. It looked, dude, the story looked interesting by the cutscenes that I seen. I never got a chance to play it, but it has Norman Reedus in it. Looked pretty good, but a little weird with the baby thing. Or carrying the baby in the pouch or whatever.
He's mailing, like he's like mailman, isn't he? Like something. Isn't that
you take packages, deliver packages? Pretty much your Amazon driver, but you're not really driving anything. You're more lines walking. But then along the way, there's like creatures or whatnot in the muck or whatever. They actually kind of will hunt you, and you actually have to stay quiet. And the baby will sense it, and so pretty much you're holding the baby, trying to keep the baby calm while also like trying to get away from what's around you in the environment and whatnot. So I mean,
it's different. It's like Yoshi's Story, or Yoshi's Island, I should say.
It's a fun game. Freaking Michael Madsen is in it. Troy Baker's in it. The one actress that's in the James Bond movies, the last two James Bond movies, even the new one.
I forgot the actress name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's in it. So I mean, there's actors in it. It's just a fact of like people playing it and whether they like it or not. That's to each their own. But
I think it all matters. Really, Kojima is really what game he makes. It's what game he's going to make instead of what. It really matters with that, because if he makes another game like Death Stranding, it's not going to bring a lot of people over. But if he makes
a horror game,
like did the PT game that they started, that'd be kind of cool. Would I play it? No way, because I'm a wimp. But that would be cool, because there was a lot of people that wanted that to be a full game. So,
but it was also developed by Konami.
Yeah, because I heard it was like their next spin on Silent Hill or whatever.
It is Silent Hills, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think though it's not really the developer that gets people excited. It's like the franchise that gets people excited, and I think you don't think so.
He's like the Christopher Nolan of the video game universe.
Yeah,
yeah, but I guess so. I mean, I guess he definitely has a fan base, because everybody.
Suda51 has a fan base too. So
they do. Yeah, you're right.
There's definitely those developers that have fan bases.
Because I actually like Suda51, his game. I like the No More Hero.
He's more like the Quentin Tarantino of.
Suda51. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what.
What's your thoughts on it, Chris?
I mean, it'd be awesome to see if we can get like almost like a Silent Hills thing, but like not exactly Silent Hills, because to actually see that see him work with Guillermo del Toro, who's also in freaking Death Stranding, by the way. To see them work together with Norman Reedus to actually create probably what they were trying to create.
What if he took a Microsoft franchise and did his spin on it?
Like what?
I don't know. Do they have the rights to Alan Wake?
Microsoft does, yeah. Or no, Remedy.
Oh, if that's Remedy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like maybe some of the games they've made in the past. I don't know. I know they have like a lot of franchises, so
We'll see.
Grabbed by the ghoulies.
There you go.
Kojima grabbed by the ghoulies.
There you go. All right, next trailer reacts.
Had a tremendous year. Michael Price is the bodyguard of the year. Woo!
Is he a relative of yours?
God, no. Darius Kincaid, the hitman, wanted for like a zillion murders around the world.
And how often do you have this dream?
Just once.
Well, that's not
A night.
Right. I'm thinking you need to forget bodyguarding.
I'm officially on sabbatical, and to be honest, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. As if the world's been waiting for me to make this change. For the first time, I'm starting to imagine a life without bodyguarding. This really feels like a new beginning.
Don't I know you? The mafia took my husband.
Kill them.
We have to go get him.
No. I'm not getting involved in this. I'm under strict psychological orders. I promised my therapist no bodyguarding. That means no guns, no killing, and no blood.
What is he doing here? Are you using pepper spray?
I'm on sabbatical.
How
many times have you nearly got me killed?
Not enough.
We're trying to have a baby.
What the?
I would make a great mother, don't you think?
Oh my God, a child would be so lucky to have you as its host.
You're gonna tell us everything you know.
I'm not telling you.
I, on the other hand, will tell you everything.
Looks good. I'll confession time.
What's up?
Never seen the first one.
Me neither.
Freaking hilarious.
It looks it by the sequel, so.
So the first one has both all three of them actually in it, and then Gary Oldman is the bad guy in the first one, and in this one, Antonio Banderas is the villain in this one.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When's the last time Selma Hayek and Banderas did a movie together?
Desperado.
No, I was gonna say
Mexico. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's
pretty cool. So the whole thing was Ryan Reynolds was in the first one. Ryan Reynolds was a hitman, and Sam Jackson was his bodyguard. Oh,
Sam Jackson was a hitman, and people were after him, and Ryan Reynolds got hired as his bodyguard.
Gotcha.
To protect him.
Gotcha.
To protect him because he needed to show up in court because Gary Oldman was on trial for something, but Samuel L. Jackson was a witness to it, so he needed to show up to court for it. But Ryan Reynolds ended up being his bodyguard.
Gotcha.
And then the whole entire time, you just imagine freaking both their personalities is going at each other.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that like Samuel L. Jackson's a hitman himself, and then Ryan Reynolds is like, "No, I need to protect you. I need to do this." And Samuel L. Jackson, "I don't need you to protect me, motherfucker. What you mean?
Yeah.
I got this."
Yeah.
So, but it didn't. That happens, and then Salma Hayek was in jail at the time. But then they at one time during the movie, "Oh, we lost your husband." He's like, "You lost my husband? That's your job, motherfucker. Why I know where he is?" But yeah, this looks just straight up
Pretty much the same.
Same from the first one.
Yeah, it looks good, man. And I think definitely looks like a good action movie. So yeah, I probably should watch the first one before I watch.
Do you have the first one, Chris?
I do have the first one.
I will be watching it then. It looks good.
Yeah,
definitely looks good indeed. All right, so next thing on our list here is Mr. Stallone will not be back for Creed 3. Now, Creed 3 will be directed and starring Michael B. Jordan, but will not have Mr. Sylvester Stallone. Mainly because of the fact they wanted to focus on Adonis' story, which I thought they were doing that with Creed 1 and Creed 2, but whatever.
I don't really think they need Sylvester Stallone, to be honest with you.
I thought they kind of finished the story arc last one anyway. I thought
they did.
That's what I figured, because like he had the whole Ivan Drago and his son going against, and I thought his story was already kind of finished. That's why I'm kind of like, but at the same time, he is an integral part of, like, I thought, the franchise. So I felt like, I don't know, it still sucks the fact that he's not in it. But in the same time, like I said, I don't think he's somebody who they really need. Like, I feel like they can just have another kind of whatever, you just focus on Adonis and just move on with that. So
yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible move, but it's like it's a move that I found interesting because the fact that like Stallone was his trainer.
Yeah.
Stallone
Mickey was his trainer too, like for Sly Stallone, and he was an integral part of the first 2 movies or 3 movies. But in the same time, it's kind of weird that you're not having a storyline where, like, are they gonna even explain what happened to Sly Stallone? I mean, they're gonna explain what happened to Rocky. It's kind of weird because at least with Mickey, he died during the movie, like in the third, like his character died like during Rocky 3. So it kind of feels weird that they're not going to explain what's going on with him. Especially since he's integral, like you said, he is his trainer. And it's an integral part of both movies. So
that I just found weird.
Yeah, I agree. That they're not going to explain what happened to him, or hopefully they don't kill him off screen, because that would be stupid. So
maybe he just retired. Maybe he just be like,
that's
he couldn't help me out anymore. So
I definitely heard, like, from the last movie that like Sly Stallone said he didn't want to do any more Rocky movies or something like that. I definitely remember him saying that.
He did say that, yeah.
Yeah, so I already kind of figured that he was going to be in this one. I still feel though like it's still, like I said, I don't think he needs him. I think Adonis and his I forgot the girl who it was the girl who played Valkyrie in Thor. I forgot her actress name.
Thompson.
Yeah, thank you. I think they do a pretty good job, like that whole storyline together. I think that's a pretty good storyline. I feel like I would love to see actually. I don't know
who would you want to train him.
What's that?
Who would you want to train him? Would you rather be an athlete, like a famous athlete, or would you rather be like just a famous actor?
I don't know who I want to train him. I do. Hopefully, they go back to that storyline with his. Remember, the first movie, he was wanted to be trained by the son of Apollo Creed's original trainer.
Yeah.
He wanted to be trained by him, and he kind of rejected him.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to fight that guy, but he never ended up fighting the guy he trained. I want to see they continue that storyline.
I think it should be Spider Rico's son.
To train, like,
Spider Rico.
But no, I think you're right.
Tyson.
That'd be cool. That'd be
cool. What about Antonio Tarver? Mason Dixon.
Oh, Mason Dixon to train. Yeah, you're right. Continue with the storyline, maybe. Or how about even Clubber Lang? Mr. C is still around. Mr. T is still around.
He's old though, man.
He is. I don't know. I think you got to continue with the lore, right? You got to someone continue with the lore.
Yeah, you got to do something. You got to pull somebody there that makes sense.
Yeah, continue with the whole Rocky lore. Somebody who maybe from and continue with that storyline, because I feel like it's kind of something that that's what attracts people to it too, not just Adonis, but also certain other characters in that whole Rocky universe or whatever. So
since this is the third one, are we going to see like a wrestling crossover at the beginning?
Possibly, I don't know. Who do I have to see? Maybe Roman,
the head of the table? No, man, I want to see Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, possibly. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying though. I could see them going to that route. I don't know. We'll see. But I think the good thing about like the Creed franchise is the fact they can still take something from the Rocky franchise and still work with it. So I think, or even from its own franchise for that matter, I think they can go back to the first movie, like I said, and continue that storyline. So it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine and all that stuff. The last two movies are great too. I really enjoyed the last two movies. So I just hope it doesn't take like the Rocky franchise. I think they started going, even though I love Rocky 4, it started kind of getting a little bit too popcorn flickish.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't turn like that, because I mean, I don't mind good movie, but certain time you need to just kind of stop. So
yeah, I agree. All right. Now to our next trailer react. Oh, Anson, I love this. This is his favorite director.
Oh, must be Army of the Dead.
Yes.
Oh. There's Batista.
Mr. Ward, how would you like to make $50 million?
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces.
Think about everything we did, all those people we saved.
The way they held their eyes.
Look what it got us.
If you don't mind my saying,
What if
I can see you're out of ace.
just once
Taste of your whiskey.
we did something just for us?
You ready to play? There's $200 million in the vault beneath the strip, with a 32-hour window to get it out. Find the safe. This should be a simple in and out.
It's not too late to go back.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn you can play it right.
What the?
They're not what you think they are. They're smarter. They're faster. They're organized.
The best that you can hope for is to die in the street.
Oh, scheiße.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough to count when the deal's done.
What is this? It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em.
And there's Anthony, just like, oh, let me just text you this whole thing.
No, I watch it. I got a question. Are we assuming money is still valuable in the after the dead have taken over?
Well, what I'm going to assume here is, from what this seems like, they blocked off Las Vegas Strip, and outside of that, world is still going on as normal.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm thinking too.
That would make sense then. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is just a simple extraction of them going in, getting the money and coming back.
So now they blocked off this Vegas Strip, but we're telling me the zombies are smart enough to run, jump, like have relationships, but they can't get out of the Las Vegas Strip.
I'm not saying it's a good plan. I'm not saying it's a good plot. I'm sure there are some loopholes in there,
like little zombie tiger guy. What's holding him back from getting out?
Got a point.
He can't
got a
the
point.
walls.
Unless the wall is like 20 feet long or something. 20 feet tall. I'm sorry.
We'll see.
I mean, like, let's explain that. Yeah, they have a good explanation why the zombies are not getting out. But you're right, though. If the zombies are organized and intelligent, you would think they would figure a way to get the hell out of there and spread. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they have a queen who probably want to take over the whole thing. They'll definitely explain that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But overall, it looks like a fun action movie.
No, it does. It does look like a fun action movie.
And I do like Batista as like the main guy. I think that's cool. Like, he's definitely looks like a believable badass. So I do think it could turn out to be a cool movie and all that stuff. So we'll see, dude. I think, and could agree with this. I think Zack Snyder's best movie, besides 300, was the original, or not, I should say original, the remake of Dawn of the Dead. So
I agree. I enjoy that movie.
I thought he had his best. I thought that's some of his best work. And
Yes.
It seems like if you can mix horror with action, like horror, comedy, and action, I feel that's a good recipe for having a good movie. And I think if he can do that, which it looks like he could, I think it'll be a real cool movie. So we'll see.
All right, I will concur with that.
But at the same time, hopefully they have certain, like, it's not dumb. Like I said, that plot line, hopefully they explain it really well instead of making it like a stupid, dumb plot line where you're like, oh yeah, the zombies are here, but they can't escape or whatever or something. So I have a better explanation with that. So, but we'll see.
Your thoughts, Chris?
I mean, I think it looks like a freaking bloody good time. Yeah. I mean, I'm watching it from home on Netflix. I don't have to go to theaters to go see it. I don't need to pay anything extra to go see it. I already have it on Netflix. Boom, there you go.
There you go.
I think it's one of the Netflix movies that I could say is like something where I feel it can attract it will attract people to watch in the theaters. You know what I'm saying? I think it's one of the movies that I feel has that thing that can definitely it feels like somebody could be that people would go and pay money to see in the theaters. So I think for Netflix to do this, I think it's a definitely big grab for them. Let's hope it's good though.
Let's hope. Also, while we're on the subject of Netflix here.
Oh yeah.
All Spider-Man movies are coming to Netflix.
All Sony movies are coming.
Yeah,
are coming to Netflix.
So, let me ask you something about the deal, though. I'm kind of a little confused, though. They're not buying the Spider-Man franchise. They're just buying like the rights to see.
Just the rights to have it streaming.
Okay, gotcha. It's not like they're actually buying the franchise and making. Okay.
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Just
how do you feel about this?
I was kind of hoping Disney would get them on Disney Plus so I could have all of my movies together in one spot for the MCU, but it doesn't really matter because I could just flip over to Netflix and watch them on there. What?
Facebook stopped our broadcast.
Again?
No, it was Facebook this time. It's not.
Oh.
It's not a Be Live. What the heck?
What'd they say?
Here, hold on. Let me make sure. Let's make sure.
I mean, I have it on Facebook. It's still going on right now.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You see it?
Yeah,
I see it.
Why would? Okay, that message came up on Be Live. I don't know why it did.
Oh.
We did get a copyright strike because of the fact of the Fast 9 trailer though. So I had to go.
Oh really?
God forbid we advertise for them.
Yeah, for free. We're free advertising for them. God forbid. Anyway, Netflix, Spider-Man, this is a pretty big grab for them too, to have all the Spider-Man movies in there, especially, so it's pretty big grab.
So they're supposed to get every Sony movie within the first 18 months.
Yeah.
I believe they said, which is kind of a long time, really, if you ask me, from when it drops the theater. Because, I mean, if you look at what's like Disney Plus, about 6 months after they drop, it's about 6 months till it's on there. That's what it was for Avengers, right? Avengers came out in like May, came out on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So yeah, about dude, 18 months a long time. It's a year and a half.
But okay, so is it? Is Sony and Paramount the same thing, same company?
I believe so.
Yeah,
okay. Well, you also remember Paramount Plus.
Okay, so are those movies coming to Paramount Plus first, and then going to Netflix?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That sounds right.
But again, to have all my MCU movies would have been nice, but I can pop over into Netflix.
Do you think possibly there's a middle finger to Netflix to Disney for it? Because remember they had that deal with Disney and Netflix that they had all the Marvel movies on Disney and then they had the Daredevil verse over there on Disney. I mean on Netflix.
It could be. I really think it's more the fact that Netflix needs content.
Yeah.
It
I'm
is
going with the fact that Netflix needs the content.
It's definitely a streaming war going on right now. That's for sure.
And I think Sony needs money in their movie department because of the lack of movie theaters being open.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps Sony out to get that money to finance other movies because they're not getting any other money back right now. So why not make it's kind of like WrestleMania? It's kind of like WWE. It's the whole reason they went to Peacock. Because it gives them a big payday up front, and it gives the Peacock content. Same with Netflix; they get Sony will get a big paycheck up front, and Netflix gets content. So it's a win-win for everybody, really. And personally, I'd prefer that than Sony go make their own streaming channel because then that's another one you have to subscribe to. So honestly, man, I'd rather
they already have their own streaming channel, and they have freaking.
I'd rather the giants. Like the Netflixes and the Disney Pluses and the Peacocks buy content so I can just continue watching those since I'm already paying for them. That's my opinion, but I don't like having to subscribe to multiple channels.
I mean, you already can see Spider-Man on my Vudu, so you're fine there.
That's true. Yeah, I am fine there.
You do have Vudu, man.
Yeah.
You have Vudu. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure he still keeps Netflix, so he'll definitely watch Spider-Man on Netflix. So,
yeah,
I will. I'll watch Spider-Man all over the place. I like Spider-Man.
It's okay to have competition, and it's okay. Competition makes everything better. So that's the reason why you see Warner Bros. Doing their whole, releasing their movie, their movies on HBO Max for a month. That's why you have Disney Plus doing what they're doing. That's why Netflix is doing this. It's good for everybody. It's a win-win for everybody.
Exactly. A win-win.
There you go. You go.
No one's getting hurt by it. All right, moving on to, I would say PlayStation going mobile, but I mean, that's not really much to talk about there. It's possible that they're going mobile. It's possible. I don't.
What do you mean going mobile?
Meaning the fact that they're going to bring their games to mobile.
Oh, I think wasn't two of them like actual things, like God of War and Uncharted.
I think so. PlayStation.
I just find it ironic because Jim Ryan said that the only place that you'll be able to experience PlayStation's great games are on PlayStation consoles. So it's just ironic that they would bring their games to mobile after that.
Jim Ryan is really starting to piss me off.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
How about the remake, Chris? Do you have that on a slide?
Yep, that is on the slide. Am I happy about that? Absolutely fucking not. So,
especially at the what did it cost? Days Gone too.
Everything.
So Sony is likely to bring PlayStation games to mobile. Sony to increase focus on mobile gaming. The company starts hiring for new position. So in the coming weeks, they're going to bring out the big franchises: Uncharted, Gran Turismo, God of War, The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and others to hopefully smartphones. This is a terrible move. This is stupid, beyond freaking stupid.
Do people actually like care about mobile games? Like, I don't know. Like, is that even like a market anymore?
I mean, they see the success of Fortnite and see the success of like freaking some other things, and they're like, "Oh, We can tap into that. You
But
know,
how
and
many
still-
people are playing Fortnite on mobile? Is it that many?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like I just like I don't like being a gamer my whole life. I just like I don't like there's like literally
Okay.
nothing I play on my phone. Nothing.
All right. So let me ask you this. So Avery would not have the if she had the chance, she would play Minecraft on mobile. Do you believe? Yes or no?
So she has it on mobile.
Mhm.
And she plays it on her Xbox. Actually prefers to play it on the PC now.
But you're not getting what I'm saying here. When she's not home,
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. I guess we really don't do the phone like
Hold on.
when we're out. Like, and if
Hold
she
on.
does, she usually just watches kids' YouTube.
And weren't you making a big deal about like the whole fact that Xbox you can play anywhere you want now, anywhere and all? Like,
But you're playing full games. That's like what you're like. You're playing the actual games. Like Pete, do you play Cut the Rope? I mean, I mean, are you playing Candy Crush, man? Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm talking about like with the Xbox being on cloud. Like if I want to play MLB The Show, I'm playing the real MLB The Show. I'm not playing freaking tap baseball.
You know what's funny though? Like it's funny because I'm usually on my cell phone all the time, but I never really play games with my cell phone. I just don't have no real like thing. Mostly what I'm doing is looking at news, Twitter or IGN. I'm always news like searching.
Maybe it's our age. I don't know.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Like I just I personally don't use my phone for game playing. That's
me neither. I'm always about information, I guess. I'm always about information. I'm always like that's what social media, just see what's going on with everybody on or news or anything like that. I'm very information, about.
Now, if I traveled a lot, I would probably play more on my phone. Maybe it depends on like I have an Apple phone and I can't get xCloud on there quite yet. Uncle Phil said it's coming soon, so we'll see. I don't know if I don't know. Coming soon could be a various time period, but
you know what's weird though? I do like playing. Like I don't like playing on like on my TV, the Switch. I like playing it. Like
you want to know why, Pete? Because they're full games. That's what I'm getting at, really.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
At the end of the day, it like we play like Switch or like we would want to play xCloud or even remote play with your PlayStation. Like back in the day when they had it on the Vita. I don't know if you can still do that, but we were. Okay, yeah, we were doing that. Why? Because they were full games. Like I'm talking about the mobile experience. Like, is it worth it? And then if you're gonna release a full game that's like a mobile game for like Uncharted or God of War, why? Why wouldn't you release that for PS5 and PS4? Like that, I don't know. I would agree with Chris. I don't think that's a smart move.
No.
If anything, put your games on PC. That would be a smarter move.
I agree.
Smarter move. Also, as well with PlayStation, just pissing me off. All right, so
This is the third time in 3 generations this game's coming out.
Oh, it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. And Skyrim.
Skyrim.
How many times can we remake Skyrim? Oh yeah, like 48 times. So why does this piss you off so bad, Chris? Let's hear this.
Let's hear this.
Okay. All right. So, Last of Us, if I want to say correctly, came out in 2014. Let me double check that. Last of Us. Yes. When did you come out, though? 2013. Okay. 2013. 8 years ago. We've had a remake. Well, no, not a remake. We've had a remaster done. And when PlayStation 4 came out, which was 6 years ago?
2014?
2014.
The end of 2014, though, right?
Yeah, it was the end of 2014. It was like August in there.
Yeah.
So let's say August 2014. Actually, no, it's right here. Actually, Last of Us remastered 2014. Yeah. So the year after the first one came out, you decided to put it on PS4. Cool, no problem. So that gives it 7 years. You just had Part 2 released last year. Why? No one's asking for this. Nobody wants a remake of the first one. Nobody at all. So why is this being done?
Let me throw this in there for you, Chris. You can still literally play the remake on your PS5. Or I'm sorry, the remaster on your PS5. And I've played the game and it looks pretty amazing.
Yes. It still holds up. Nothing is bad with the game. Even the load times are actually really fast now.
They are.
So why? You just had Part 2 come out. Is getting praise from the heavens of like freaking during every single award show known to man. It's like, why in the world would you just like go ahead and like, oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and remake this game. But like your Days Gone 2 pitch that you just pitched to me with co-op and whatnot, that was actually a pretty interesting game. Didn't really stick the landing very well, but a lot of people did like it. But the pitch you just gave me with co-op and a more open world and actually integrated universe with something else, yeah, we're going to say no to that, but we're going ahead and let's remake The Last of Us, because that seems like a good idea, right? And then most of the studio leaves. Fucking stupid.
I think I'll be honest with you. I think that I think this hits harder for PlayStation fans because of the lack of good news in the last few months, and to boot, one of the biggest selling points of being on the Xbox ecosystem is the fact that everything's backwards compatible. They're adding like frame rate boosts, auto HDR and stuff to their old games, and it's all at no cost. Then they're going to make this a $70 remake, and it's just like, what if I already bought the game, the remaster? Why don't I just get that upgraded for free?
And here's the thing: on the PS5, they have it with the PlayStation like bundles things, the collection. It's in the freaking collection. They give it to you already for free, kind of in a way. Why?
Yeah, I don't know what is going on at Sony. They, not to say like, I don't know if it's Jim Ryan's fault, but I think they've lost focus. I don't know if Jim Ryan's just not a gamer.
He's probably not.
I think he's just seeing that God of War and Last of Us and Uncharted. I think he sees these big heavy hitters, like these big narrative driven games, and like they make Sony so much money that he's like, why are we making games like Dreams, which made us no money barely? And like, let's like basically throw creativity out the window. Yeah. Let's only focus on these narrative driven games. But the thing is that's not what the core of Sony is. The core of Sony is making those weird games, making the Sackboys, making the Jack and Daxters. Like that's kind of like what they were built on. That was like their foundation, was making like these different kind of games. And now you're only having like one genre or bust. Like that's weird. Like to me, like that's such a weird thing too, because like if Sony didn't have the Final Fantasy VII game, back in the day, do they even beat Nintendo in the first console war? Like that brought
Metal Gear Solid.
That brought a lot of people. I mean, granted, Sony didn't publish those, but I think they had their hands in them.
How about even Castlevania Symphony of the Night? They didn't even have Simon Belmont. It was Alucard. They took a risk on that too.
Well, it wasn't Sony that did it. I mean, I'm sure they paid like Konami to make it. I'm sure like exclusive and stuff like that.
Make that game,
yeah, yeah.
But I 100% agree with that. I feel like it's kind of what we talk about WB Studio and the people the heads in WB Studio, how sometimes they decide to be like, try to be too much creative control over certain things, movies. Same thing with this. I feel like their creative controls, PlayStation, whoever the leaders, be like, oh yeah, forget about making a new project or making something different. Let's just keep on going to the well, keep on going to that well and all that. I mean, because this game's make us money, it has a fan base, they'll keep on buying a product. It doesn't really work that way though. A lot of times people feel like I mean, Anthony's a prime example. It's like the Nintendo now. He always complains about all the remakes and all
that's
that.
why I left
You're a big Nintendo fanboy.
That is
Look at you. You went to Xbox because of
that is exactly the reason I left Nintendo is because
because Nintendo wasn't.
I'll be honest with you. After the Wii U, I felt really slighted because I felt like all they did was re-release all the games I just bought when I was one of the 20 people that owned a Wii U and bought your game. I was like
the other one.
There you go. You got like Chris. You had a Wii U too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So you got 3 out of 20 people right here on this podcast that had Wii U's. And how do you treat us for buying your games? Oh, buy this game again for $60. No, I'm sorry. Like I just like. Dude, like that system came and went so fast that if we had those games, they should have given us like licenses for them or something. Like they should have had a way to prove that we owned them and took care of us, even 50% off digitally. Like do something.
I think it's even worse in this case because the thing is, I feel like the Wii U, not a lot of people play those games. So to re-release them, it's kind of felt like it gives you an opportunity to play games like Mario Kart 8, which is probably the best Mario Kart games around. For people who haven't played it yet, say, hey, Switch is selling really well. Why don't you play this game?
But like Chris was saying, they're giving you this game for free already, anyways. That as long as you're a Plus member,
it's a huge game. It was very popular.
Yeah.
Why? It's so many people who have PlayStations 3 and 4 have already played this game. Why re-release it again or have a remake again? It's already perfect as it is. Why gonna? It's like. Take it out. It's like remaking, let's see, a classic movie like Wizard of Oz or something that should not be touched, or Jaws or Star Wars or something that should not be touched again and remaking it again. It's why are you doing it? Don't touch it. It's already perfect as it is. Do not remake it again. It's like what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just that's just bad. That's just dumb. And I think you're right, though, Chris. I think this is bad for PlayStation because it's going to a lot of people, like people who support PlayStation, will kind of be like, "I'm not buying this game again. I already have the other game. I'm not going to, what's the point? Unless you add in a whole new storyline or something like that. But even that, why ruin it? The game is good as it is, especially something that's story driven as the game is.
Well, I don't think it's going to ruin it. It might make it more of a definitive experience because I don't know, they're going to make the graphics better. But I mean, how much better? I was going to say, how much better are you going to make it? Because it already looks fantastic. So
it's already a great cinematic game. What more can you do?
I honestly don't know.
I feel like if you're gonna remake games, maybe there's other games in the
remake a game that hasn't been remade in
or something made from PS1 that was a popular game.
Jack and Daxter. When was the last time we got a Jack and Daxter game?
I'm just gonna say this: Legend of Dragoon from PS1 would be a huge remake. I wanted a sequel for the damn game, but they never even commissioned one. But that game's fantastic on PS1.
Has the first God of War game been remade?
No, that would be a great remaster. Actually, I would do the first 2. Well, no, they did remake the first 2 on PS3, but not in like super awesome HD.
If they did 1 through 3,
they'd almost have to do the whole entire bundle again, like they did the last time with the PSP games on there. They did, but I think at this point, like anything they remake that's already been a remake is going to be an L for them because people are still like hot on this right now.
Yeah.
I think if they remade anything, it would have to be something like that's never been remade from them before. That would be like a fan favorite. Like people would be like, "Oh wow!"
Metal. How about Twisted Metal?
They remade that.
They did. It was Twisted Metal, and then on PS4, and it wasn't received very well.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that's really successful, though. Maybe
I don't know. Why not just make a new game?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about remakes? Why not just make a new game? That's like what I'm at.
Let's have a new IP, or God forbid, if we why not have a freaking battle royale? Mag, boom, there you go. Why not just do your own version of like Mag, your battle royale game? They like plenty of other Call of Duty games and Fortnite games. You have your own. Mag was a perfect example of like what was it, like 150 people in the game at once or something like that. Perfect. You already had a blueprint. All you had to do is just now execute it.
I mean, they also have Killzone and Resistance that they can use those worlds to make battle royales. So, that stuff's always available for them as well.
I do think though, like I definitely want to see more creativity and more like take a chance on a game and just make it. You know what I'm saying? If it has to be a AAA or whatever, but I'm pretty sure people play if you have good story, good gameplay, and
I'm definitely interested to see what they have to announce at their next showing, whenever that is, because I know that they're. I don't think they're going to be at E3. I'm interested to see, because I've heard rumors that they're going to do something to counter Game Pass, which would be pretty huge. But from what I heard, it's not really. It to me, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I really don't care. But there was a rumor that they were gonna put in Funimation and Crunchyroll and their TV and stuff like that, all into one bundle. But I'm like, I don't care about Crunchyroll and all. I want games. Give me games. That's I want your give me first party games on day one, then we'll start talking, because that's really, to me. Granted, there's no comparison at the moment right now for PlayStation versus Microsoft games. PlayStation clearly has the better first party games that they've released in the past. But that's really just the fact that I could say, okay, this console, I pay my subscription here, and I don't have to worry about buying Xbox games on day or Microsoft games on day one. I can go buy my Far Cry 6. I can go buy my Assassin's Creed because these are already taken care of. And you know what, dude? At the end of the day, they're still making Sony. If you go buy Assassin's Creed on their shop, they still making 20-30% off that game. So that's a win-win for everybody.
If they had come over the Game Pass that's $20 a month, I'd probably pay for it.
Why wouldn't you? You'd still be saving money.
I'd probably pay for it. I'm not gonna lie.
And they also have a huge library too. And I don't know if you mentioned that. They have a huge library. They can put a Game Pass day one if they wanted to counteract.
I feel like PlayStation now, more Game Pass. It would be no brainer. They'd raise it even if make PlayStation now more like Game Pass and have it to a point where it's $20 a month. I pay for it.
I think I said the same thing about Nintendo. If Nintendo put their whole entire back catalog in a Game Pass for $20 a month,
you wonder why they don't, man. They have a huge back catalog.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. People would pay $60 a month for Nintendo's back catalog. Nintendo fans are like that.
I don't know. That's a little bit too much, Ant.
I'm telling you right now, dude. There's Nintendo fans that would I guarantee you they'd have about 10 million subscribers at $60 a month for their back catalog. I'm talking about GameCube, Wii U, all that stuff. Their whole
they need to release games. They need to release games that are really hard to find too.
Of course, I mean everything.
GoldenEye.
They'd have to go to Microsoft to get those. Microsoft owns those now.
Yeah, but with if you have that many subscribers, you'll definitely dish out the money.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft has no problem. You know what they would say? Put Game Pass on here. We'll give them to you. Uncle Phil, man, he's like,
isn't there a relation?
Put Game Pass up on there.
Isn't there a rumor? I heard this rumor they're teasing Nintendo.
There's a rumor that Game Pass is coming to Nintendo Switch, but I don't believe it. I won't believe that until I see it.
Damn, man. I might have to subscribe to this the Game Pass on the Switch.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh my goodness.
Perfect investment.
I might have to be talking all that shit and be like, oh, look at that. I got Game Pass on the Switch, and
But why wouldn't you? I mean, you get to play you'd be able to play Halo Infinite on day one. So why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Probably streaming though.
Oh yeah, no, it'd totally be streaming. You wouldn't be able to download anything; it'd be all cloud gaming. But Nintendo already has tested that. They do have cloud-only games on there. They have Hitman 3. They have Resident Evil 7. Sure. And so they already have that technology that is running on the Switch.
They're testing that out because of that?
Not for them, not for Microsoft.
The
reason they have that on there is so that they can get huge AAA games that don't need to run natively on the console. That's the real reason they have them there, because they can't run Resident Evil 7 on a Switch. So it's running on probably, I don't know, it's either a PC blade or an Xbox blade, I'm guessing, and then just streaming on there. So
sounds about right.
It's interesting to see that, but I do think though that would be pretty huge for PlayStation to do that, to counteract that. And I think that's a good idea, because you even said it yourself how Xbox is definitely being very successful with Game Pass right now. So Matt, and what if they counteract with that PlayStation? That's that'd be huge for
Chris,
them.
when's PlayStation's next event gonna happen?
Don't know.
That's interesting too.
No idea.
Oh, dude. But I mean, E3 is around the corner, guys. So I'm
But
pretty sure
Sony's not going to be there.
Oh
Well,
shit!
they didn't say they were not going to be there.
They haven't announced they are going to be there though. So
Yeah.
they haven't said they. I agree with you. They haven't said they're not going to be there, but they also haven't said they are going to be there.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Still got like 2 months. Still got time.
Still got time. Still got time, guys.
I am excited for it though for E3. It's always nice for it to be back. As a gamer, it's fun. It's a fun time in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. All right.
Hey, speaking of which, man, have anybody heard of Tampa Bay Comic Con? Is that's going to come back this year?
Yeah, that's supposed to be end of July.
Yes.
Supposed to be. We'll see.
I hope so. Cross your fingers.
So Paramount Pictures moves some movie dates around. I'm gonna say them right now. Snake Eyes, the G.I. Joe spinoff, coming July 23rd, 2021. Jackass 4 coming October 22nd, 2021. Top Gun got moved from June to November 19th, 2021. Mission Impossible 7 got moved from the end of the year to now May 27th, 2022. Dungeons and Dragons got moved to March 3rd, 2023. And Mission Impossible 8 got moved to July 7th, 2023. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not surprising, but
not surprising.
But I tell you what, I think with the success of Kong vs. Godzilla in the theaters, I feel like movie studios have more confidence in releasing these movies now on this dates and not pushing anything back. You know what I'm saying? I think they're definitely more confident.
I think that's why Fast 9 has like a hard date now with that second trailer dropping. And then you have Cruella is coming out and it's not being like a pushed back. Jungle Cruise has a set date now, end of July. And the other movie they're doing, I forgot the name of it, top of my head. Disney. Well, Black Widow's at the beginning of July. Jungle Cruise is at the end, and then something was in August. I forgot what it was, but something is in August, and I think they're going to keep Sony's going to keep to their guns with their movies. Paramount moved theirs around, but I think they're going to stick to it. I think it'll be fine.
I think all of them are going to stick to it. I think unless something crazy happens again, I think all of these states will be final because, like I said, I think the success of Kong vs. Godzilla definitely proves that theaters are coming back. I know the Regal Cinemas in our neighborhood is going to be opening around May again. That's the news that I heard, and I feel like I said, this is going to be the start of it. I think more people will be more confident going out with the vaccines and everything else going on. I think people are trying to go back to normal. I think eventually, and I do think that these movies are coming out. I think they're going to do fairly well. Like I said, 40 million over the weekend. That was the Kong. That's pretty damn good. For
it was 38 million, and then now it's over 70 million right now.
That's great, honestly, for them. That's great. I think that's a huge win for them, honestly. And I do feel like some of these other movies are going to come out. Like I said, if things go the way they're going, I feel like they're going to, hit big numbers when they come out in the theater. So I think this will be fine. Thank God. I don't think they're going to move. And I think a lot of these movies, hopefully, when things go back to normal, they're going to be huge successes. Because I think a lot of people will be definitely wanting to go out and watch these in the theater. So
yeah, for sure. Like I'm actually kind of tempted to maybe rent out the theater for Fast 9, just to have a group of people, group of 200 people, just like, all right, we're renting that theater, we're watching Fast 9, baby.
Well, but let me ask you something, Chris. You were going to the theater literally
every week,
all the time, right? Do you miss it? Don't you? You miss that feeling, right?
I miss it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do miss my Thursday nights.
Yeah, and I think And I feel like there's certain movies that you definitely want to go see in the theater for that feeling, right? Like Fast 9 would be one of them.
Fast 9 would have been one of them. If any of the trailers we watched today, I would have gone to see in theaters.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So I do feel though, like I said, once things start getting a little bit better, that will happen. It's going to start happening. So, I'll be honest though, the movie I'm excited right now. Well, I mean, I probably would have paid, but I'm definitely excited for Mortal Kombat right now. It's around the corner.
Yeah.
So
I would have paid more money to go see Mortal Kombat. And to be honest with you, I saw the first fatality.
It's pretty sweet.
Pretty brutal.
Exactly how in the game.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yes.
I'm
gonna say what character it is. Kung Lao.
All right.
Slice right now.
It was like imagine the hat in the ground going.
Oh shit! That.
Yeah.
Oh
and then,
shit! That.
Pulling.
Yes,
pulling,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly like it. And he picks up that hand, he's like, flawless victory.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Yes.
I'm definitely excited for that. I think that's going to be a pretty awesome movie. Probably too graphic for a lot of people out there, but I don't care because that's what the game
exactly. Is. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet though.
Just that little bit that I saw, that's literally all I needed. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. But moving on to Mr. freaking John Walker here.
Oh.
All right. Episode 4.
Best episode yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Best episode yet. Like, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
With this whole show, with its symbolisms and whatnot, what's going on with the world today, it's actually pretty freaking. Like, I'm surprised they're actually going to do this, and actually people really take it in and accept it.
It's definitely a really political thriller of a show. I honestly feel it's straight up political thriller. It definitely feels a lot like Winter Soldier in a lot of ways. My feeling with the show though, like, and not to get like whatever, is I feel like I know people's opinions are different when it comes to these characters. I feel in my viewpoint, there's no true villain. They're all gray. There's a gray area with a lot of these characters.
No, we got a villain now. We have a villain now.
I don't know. I feel that all of them are gray though, in a sense, because I can see their point of views in a sense. Like for instance, like Baron Zemok's considered a villain, but at the same time, he's kind of like his point of view is kind of like
I see his fight. I understand.
Yeah, well, supremacy. He thinks like this, even though like
think they're better than
everything. He's talking about the Flag Smashers being supremacists. He's talking about the Avengers being supremacists. He thinks anybody that has superpowers is a supremacist. I see the Flag Smashers, their point of view in a sense. I feel like even though I think they're kind of like they go a little bit crossing the line, even if Carla tries to say she doesn't, and I think she will. She kind of did cross the line when she killed Battlestar. Spoiler alert. Sorry guys, spoiler alert. She did cross the line.
She also bombed that building with people inside as
well.
Yeah,
exactly.
Earlier episode.
And she even though they had like the conversation with Falcon and her, she even kind of like said like oh no, you twisted my words when she said, because she'll do whatever it takes in order to fight her cause, regardless if you see her point of view.
Sam's really the only clean soul, I guess you could say. Yeah, Sam is.
Sam is,
and that's why Captain gave him the shield.
Chose him.
Yeah, because he knew that Sam was heart.
Because I love that part with Zemo and Sam. Zemo's like, "Would you take the super sword?" And he's like, "No." It's like, wow, you didn't blink. You didn't just said it right there. And he's right. I think Sam Wilson, because even Bucky, he's kind of tainted because of what he's done in the past. Regardless of like it was mind control or not, he still has a lot of blood in his hands and all that. Now let's go to John Walker and all that stuff. I know there's a lot of Twitter hate and everybody's even like the guy is getting death threats. This guy, which I think is a little bit.
The guy was getting death threats before this week. Which, by the way, if you're a scumbag and you're threatening a freaking actor for playing the role that good, because the fact, like, guess what, he played his role, he did his job, and you just now hating him because he did his freaking job. Get over yourself.
Yeah,
exactly. Plus, come on, dude. It's like Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son. Like that's
exactly. Now let's get to John Walker and all that. I honestly, whether villain or whatever you think of him as evil, whatever, he's definitely the most interesting character in this whole show right now, and I'll tell you why. Because I think really when you think about the story arc he's gone through, so he's like a congressional medal on 3 times. It seems like he did the military and all stuff. He's taken this mantle, taking this fill in the shoes of Captain America, which is to me
impossible.
One of the most he's huge. I mean, Captain America at one point is kind of the moral standard, I guess, for the Avengers. I guess you can say, even though like the whole Civil War thing, you might have taken Tony's side or Cap's side, but he was a moral standard when it came to the Avengers. He was like the leader of the Avengers. So he has huge shoes to fill, and of course, he's not a good Captain America. We already know this. He's a bad Captain America. I mean, he's very impatient. He thinks emotionally. He reacts.
What is he first?
He's a soldier.
Like this is the difference between Steve and him. What is he first?
He's a soldier first,
right?
And he's following his mission. That's it.
So instead of being a good man first, he's being a soldier.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that's the reason why he will never, ever live up to Cap's standards. Well, Steve Rogers' standards.
But I'd have to say is when you watch The Punisher, do you look at The Punisher as the bad guy?
No, I look at the Punisher as a guy who's seeking vengeance because of the fact his family was killed.
But I could say the same about John Walker watching his best friend get killed right in front of him.
You could, but also at the same time, you are representing you're representing something that's more than you just yourself. There has to be but it's kind of like same thing with like us when we work retail.
Yeah,
people can cross the line with us and cuss us out and whatnot, but we have to hold that standard and not do the same back to them. We have to hold the standard and be like, this is where I work, this is what I do, and I have to respect what I am and what I do. He did not respect what he is and what he did. Granted, his friend got killed. I understand that completely, but you are representing something that's higher than yourself.
So Pete, bring up the point that your coworker made because I thought that was pretty good about.
I was talking a little bit about John Walker and all that stuff and about that, and I thought you made a really good valid point. The point, the thing is, so John Walker went into the military, served in Iraq Afghanistan. Even he talked about it in the episode of how he got 3 credential medals of honor, but it's the worst day of his life. He said, and how he say, I wish I could save more lives. So I'm pretty sure a lot of his platoon got wiped out in front of him, during that whole thing. And he's definitely suffering from PTSD, definitely majorly PTSD. And she said how, so when Captain America got the super soldier serum, he didn't really went to war yet. He got it before he went to war. He was just a guy who was, he got bullied all his life, but he was training to go to war. He had that heart, but never really experienced the horror of war. Whereas John Walker has experienced the horrors of war. So for him to take the super soldier serum, to him, it's almost like it's different in a sense. He doesn't know how to because of the fact that he's gone through that and experienced all that stuff. It's like, it's kind of different in a sense though. Now, you could say the same thing about Sam. He was a war veteran too, and he's gone through the same stuff as well. I mean, but it's just like I said. I think his character is very interesting, John Walker, in that sense, though, because I feel like he reminds me somewhat a lot of Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones, for some reason, because I feel like he's the type of guy who, he has this cocky kind of attitude about him. And then he has a falling down and all that, and tries to redeem himself later on in the Game of Thrones story arc. And also, I always thought Theon Greyjoy was such an interesting character because of that. And I think that's what John Walker to me is an interesting character. Now Theon got a lot of hate too, and he deservedly so got a lot of hate. John Walker's getting a lot of hate because his saying. But I always feel though, in a sense, though, I love characters like that because they're not really there's not
in some ways you can see him as a villain. In some ways you can see him as a guy who maybe just is put in position and makes really bad mistakes. Bad mistakes. And, unfortunately, he can't take that back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes it interesting. I love characters like that because he's put in that position, like where he has this kind of like mantle he has to uphold. And, of course, he screws up and has to live with that mistake and all that. And you can see in that trailer, Falcon and Bucky are going to go right after him in that new trailer. And he even said, you don't want to do this. And, yes, we do. And I feel like you can tell, though, he's going to be a broken down guy. And I think that's more interesting story arc than anything. So I'm hoping he goes that route, but like I said, though, I think that's why I'm so intrigued with it. And not considering he's a hero or bad guy or whatever. I'm just intrigued in his character alone. You know what I'm saying? It's very intriguing in that sense. Because like rarely do you see a guy who tries to be a good guy, but honestly is not like has that, is not a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do the thing that more like you said, doesn't live up to the standards of being Captain America. He falls he fails miserably at it. And I think that's what makes a good storyline. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really actually this show is I think it's, and in some ways right now so far it's better than WandaVision.
Oh, it's definitely better in WandaVision.
Definitely, 100%.
You know why it's better though? Great ensemble cast. Better than because and not to take away from the other characters, but I thought the only best characters really in the show was Wanda and Vision and Agatha Harkness. Whereas this one, I think all the characters are really interesting because I am actually really intrigued with each. I love the whole Sharon Carter storyline. I think she's really what she's going on, and that's another great character right there. Where
do you think she's the power broker?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think she is.
That's another thing too.
How is she able to track John Walker?
I know, but that's another storyline too, where you're just kind of
because apparently the power broker was the one with the serum and got stolen from him. So how is she able to track him?
I mean, hell, Ben, you know what I like about this episode too? Carly's storyline is intriguing too, because at first you kind of like didn't really get enough from her. You get a way more story arc from her, so she becomes a much interesting character in this story arc. Hell, man, let's even talk about. I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about the what's it called? I don't want to murder their name, but what's it
Dora
called?
Milaje.
Dora Milaje.
Yes, that was a cool freaking scene too. The fact that you never really seen them in action, except you got to see them in Black Panther, but you never really see what they can do against other like super soldiers or all different people, and you can see them like they almost got boxed.
Beat their ass.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what I think of you
too, man.
But I love that too, though. I love what John Walker said, though. He said like, man, they weren't even super soldiers, and I couldn't even keep up with them. And I love that.
The Dora Milaje's jurisdiction is wherever the Dora Milaje is.
But
I love that, dude. That's great.
That was a great thing too. The fact that his pride was definitely hurt. His pride was hurt because he got his ass whooped by them. Even though those women are badasses, they're probably one of the best warriors on the planet. They still felt like, oh man, I'm just never good enough. Are you
gonna go with the Valkyries as the best women warriors in the galaxy?
But they're not from Earth,
huh?
They're not from Earth.
That's what I said. So the galaxy.
Galaxy, yeah. Valkyries are definitely up there. They're definitely up there with baddest, yeah. So we're talking about soldiers, yeah. So
episode 5, where the runtime is 62 minutes.
Takes place in Louisiana.
Yes.
I don't know if the whole thing's in Louisiana, but that was like kind of like a set piece. But yeah, like so runtime 62 minutes. So that means the episode will be like 54 minutes.
Yeah.
I just hope we get that fight in the end. I want to see that.
Let's talk about something else real quick from episode 4 before we move on, because it's getting a little late. How about the end shot with the shield, dude? The blood on it, like, dude, what an iconic shot.
Zack Snyder's Captain America shot.
Oh,
is that what you meant?
No, dude, that's a better shot than he would have got. But no, that was a cool shot though, dude. That imagery was a great shot, fantastic.
But that's what I'm saying. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of Theon Greyjoy in the season 2 of Game of Thrones when he ended up executing one of the what was it?
one of the guys from the Starks. You know, one of the was the trainer who trained who the guy who was like the main trainer over there from the Starks. He ended up cutting his head off. Like he was trying to like 3-4 times cut his head off. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that whole storyline, but that kind of reminds me of that, where Theon made a really horrible choice and did that. And I felt like that's the same thing what happened to him. He made a really horrible decision and killed the guy in front of a bunch of civilians, and everybody saw that, and it's like his fall from grace. And I thought that was a really cool scene too, because it kind of like okay, this guy is definitely not screwed now. So yeah, and I mean let's talk about Baron Zemo, man. Him escaping, dude. Like him always him just chilling there watching them fight, drinking, and then just ends up escaping. Like, yeah, it's a great episode, man.
Yeah, what a great shot right there.
What do you mean? That's Zack Snyder's Captain America right there.
That's that's what we need in Phase 4, man. We need stuff like that. We need
It's just it's a really cool story arc, and I think honestly, it definitely gets us excited for future projects for Marvel, because I feel like the way that they're doing this project, it's definitely getting me excited. It feels like
don't get me wrong, dude. This feels like Phase 1 all over again, in my opinion. Though it's like I'm waiting for the big build up movie. Like where is this going? Like because that Phase 1 we have Iron Man. Okay, now we have Hulk. Yeah. Okay, now we have Thor. Okay, now we have Captain America. Like where are we going with this? Then we get Iron Man 2. Now we're starting to see something's happening here. We have this initiative here. So where what movie is it going to be? That is it? The Eternals? Is that where we're going to get our?
You're saying though, what's going to be the new big threat or the big thing that they're going to build up to?
Yeah, so, where are we going here? Like where are we leading? Because I feel like there's a build up going on, but I don't know where.
I do think the build up is going to lead to Fantastic Four and X-Men. I can see that being a build up.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm just ready for it.
The build-up, honestly, really, the build-up you gotta look at is the multiverse. I think that's a build-up.
Okay.
So I think
but when do we get that? I guess that's what I'm looking at, because we got Black Widow coming up next, but then we're gonna start getting introductions to characters we don't know. So we got Shang-Chi. We don't know Shang-Chi. We got the Eternals. We don't know the Eternals. So that's why I'm. This is very Phase 1 to me. Like this build,
but I think that's his Kevin Feige's plan to do another Phase 1 and to introduce new characters. I mean, in the same time though, I feel like I always say this way: guys, good storyline, good actors, good director, everything like that is going to work out, and no matter what character you have. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would like to see a super villain team this time around.
Thunderbolts.
I'm okay with that. I just want to see some
that's
super
to
villain
say
team.
that Baron Zemo's still alive after this, and does
Baron Zemo. They'll be doing reshots right now. If Baron Zemo was planned to die, they'll be doing some reshoots and making sure that man lives.
I don't see them doing it, because I think Daniel Bruce's character, his Baron Zemo, is excellent.
Yep.
It's probably one of the best part of the series right now, actually. So yeah, I don't see that happening. But I think Baron Zemo, that's why I'm thinking he would be like that, because he talks about supremacists. So what else would he do but try to fight that with him being a supremacist himself and try to build his own super team?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To his own vision of how things should be. So I could definitely see that happening. So, and that's what will make him a villain.
Any other thoughts, Chris?
Nope. Just can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to stay up 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it, but I'm going to.
I normally wake up at 3:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning anyway.
You know what though, man? Let me ask you something, guys. Does this get you? I mean, it kind of feels like we haven't had this over besides Mandalorian, we haven't had this over a year, and this gets us all pumped up for future projects.
Oh, yeah, I had it during Mandalorian. This is exactly it.
Yeah. So definitely can't wait for Loki and everything else that's coming up.
Yeah, definitely. So. Movie review, Trial of Chicago 7, or Trial of Chicago 7, whatever. Did anyone besides me watch this movie?
I watched it.
I've watched all but the last 20 minutes of it.
Okay.
So I have 20 minutes to go.
I did my homework and
I'll
watched this.
I will finish it after the show because I am curious to see how it plays out. Like I was talking with Chris before we started the podcast, I'll just kind of shoot my opinion. So I know everybody that is besides these two actors, I already knew that they all had acting chops and they did their roles great.
Yeah.
The kid from Fantastic Beasts, don't know his name.
Eddie Redmayne.
Okay, yeah. Eddie Redmayne, and then Sacha Baron Cohen. Did not know that they had these acting chops, Oscar-worthy acting chops.
I know Eddie Redmayne, but Sacha Baron Cohen did an excellent job.
Oh my god, so good! I was surprised because all I've ever seen that guy in is like Borat and like Bruno.
I
mean,
I knew he can act, but I think it's different because this was more of a, even though he's somewhat comical in some ways, his character. He did a great job as a seriousness. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's funny too because like where I had to shut it off, there was actually just a really good scene between those guys too, where he was like, where he was like, what
them two talking against each
yeah,
other?
dude, what a great scene, dude. Because he goes to him like he's like, there's something that you said like all the way at the beginning. He's like, oh, you didn't want me to like see like the war end. Like, why'd you say that, dude? What a great scene between those two characters too, man. Like, it was such a good scene between them. I was just. That was fantastic.
It's kind of funny though when you think about it. So every person like in that group and then they had their own political views or their own vision what how things should play out, but it did it in their own way though. I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah. They didn't see their vision is completely different from the other person's vision and all that. Like Eddie Redmayne's was more political, whereas I feel like Bobby Seale and I forgot the other two characters are more radical, their vision and all that stuff. But Bobby Seale, like in the Black Panthers, was more like they felt they're more trying to get rights for black people. Whereas I feel like the other two, the hippies, were more about like ending the war and all that stuff. They had their own kind of play what they're trying to do and all that stuff. And I think they're all together, but not. You know what I'm saying? They have their own kind of like, no, I'm doing it this way, you're doing that way, and all that. Even though they're all trying to get together and all that, in a sense, but they weren't really like it wasn't real conspiracy as they were trying to play the movie into the storyline. I guess the court is trying to charge them with. So, but it's a really good movie. I always loved biopics. I mean, or period pieces and all that, I should say. And it's a very good movie. Very well acted. Didn't really know the story, to be quite honest. I mean, even though I know the history, I didn't know the story of this and all that stuff. So, and it's definitely. I feel like it's definitely like one of those Oscar-nominated movies that we've seen before and all that, and definitely lived up to that. So,
I'll say, I really did enjoy the movie. I didn't expect it to blow me away as much as it did. It's funny seeing this and then also knowing that I've actually already seen Judas and the Black Messiah, and since Frank Hampton was in the movie as well, he was the guy behind the guy
that was assassinated.
Yeah,
or executed.
Executed. So seeing how both parts play out, I was like, huh, that's interesting.
So Frank Hampton was like the main character in that movie. Was he in Judas and the Black Messiah? He was.
So
Daniel
Kaluuya, the guy from Get Out.
Okay. So that's okay.
That's Fred Hampton, and the snitch or the other guy, Lakeith Stanfield,
who was in what was it, Uncut Gems and all that. Yeah,
Knives Out, Uncut Gems. Yeah,
I still need to watch that movie.
Good movie. When it becomes available to actually really buy, I'll buy it on Blu-ray.
Oh, no, that too. But I was talking about Uncut Gems. I need to still watch that one.
Well, that is also
it's still on Netflix, isn't it?
I think.
So it's available everywhere. But I really did enjoy this movie. So many good, like, powerful scenes. Even the Michael Keaton scene, and like them breaking down, him telling like everything that his story was, whatnot, and then like, oh, will you present this story to the jury? No. Wait, what?
Yeah.
that was a crazy moment. A lot of shocking, but like I can see it happening moments. I mean, but this is just a period piece, and it's very well done. And I would not like out of everything, I've seen two of the movies. Two of the movies are very Oscar worthy: Judas and Black Messiah, and this movie, for sure. Now it's very hard.
Yeah.
To figure out who would win Best Supporting Actor.
So who's nominated?
Sacha Baron Cohen, and
Good
Lakeith
job.
Stanfield, and Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie Redmayne got it too?
Actually, let me see if he got it. I think he might have.
I thought he did a great job too. I thought they both, but you're right. Sacha Baron Cohen did a really good job with that character too. So that act.
No. It was Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, Paul Raci for Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, but this was a good cast, though. They're very well acted, good cast. I thought that they definitely played. I think everybody did their role great, very good. Definitely a good story that, like I said, I wasn't really too familiar with. So, and of course, the '60s. I always feel the '60s and around the late '60s and all that was such an interesting era because everything was going on at that time. You had the Vietnam War, you had the Civil Rights movement going on. So many things that was going on at that time and all that stuff.
JFK assassination earlier in the 60s.
Assassination, Malcolm X assassination. It was very like the tension was definitely real in that time, and I felt like it definitely creates that whole tension and all that stuff. So definitely I like the end too, where like he's reading off all the Eddie Redmayne.
No. Ant didn't finish it.
I'm sorry, yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I forgot. Sorry. Totally forgot you haven't watched the last 20 minutes. But
it's all good. It's all good.
Okay. But anyway, you go watch the rest and all that stuff. But no, it's definitely a good movie. Definitely, I think like I feel it's like something that I could see, a movie that I definitely see being Oscar nominated in a sense, because it feels like something like would be an Oscar nominated movie. The way that it feels like a period piece, and the way it's filmed and everything definitely feels like it. So but yeah, no, it's like I like to see the other movies as contention though, because I want to see how they stack up to this, just kind of to get an idea like what's the best one out of the bunch. So I definitely want to see some of the other Oscar movies just to see where it stands. So. Because like I always felt like my opinion of the last year's Oscars was the same. Like I felt like even though Parasite was a great movie, and I felt like it's deserved for the Oscar. I don't know if it'll be best director with discernment. I don't know. It's just weird, like dude, your feelings, because I thought all of them were great. So last year, but yeah, definitely a good movie, man. Definitely enjoyed it.
Did you see Mank though?
Which one? I did not see Mank. No, I'm sorry. I did not go.
Guess we'll all watch it next week.
Yeah.
Guess we'll watch it.
Did you watch Mank?
I did not.
Chris, did you watch it? No.
Nope. Didn't watch it. All right.
I didn't have time, but I'll definitely go watch it though, just to see how it is. Because I mean, what's it? Who's directing it again?
David Fincher.
Yeah, of course. So
the greatest director of all times. Yeah, that guy. A little too much. You guys are comical.
You're comical.
All right. What have you been watching outside of Chicago 7 and Falcon and Winter Soldier? Go. I have not watched anything.
I watched Mighty Ducks. Still good. Still enjoying it. So that's it though.
WrestleMania, I guess that's about it.
Okay.
That really is it, man. I didn't watch anything else.
Playing. I finished Little Nightmares. It's freaking amazing. Can't wait to buy a second one and start that. Probably do that. I don't know. Sometime next week.
I'm playing Rise, Son of Rome.
That launch game on the Xbox One?
Yeah. Pretty good. Holds up to this day. Looks graphically amazing. The Crytek engine's pretty nice. The combat's a little bit a little
stiff.
bit what was that?
Stiff.
Yeah, and it's but you know what though? At the end of the day, it's just Batman, really. Yeah. It's just crowd fighting. So I mean, it's a little bit. It's not as smooth as Batman, obviously, because you're not doing flips and stuff. But I really like the story. I think the story is pretty awesome. There's this part where you have to go up north and beyond the wall and fight some barbarians. Dude, the scenery. You've played Hellblade, right?
Yeah.
Very Hellblade-ish when you're up there. It's very dark, like lots of like I don't even know, maybe what's the word, I guess, like pagan kind of stuff like around, and it's interesting and kind of creepy. But it's neat. It's cool too to see something that takes place in the Roman era, because most of the time we get games like that, it's Greek. So to see like the Roman era is pretty cool.
Hey, Greeks, hey, you know why you get more games? Because Greeks did it better than the Romans. I'm kidding. Sure. That's a joke.
But no, it's good stuff, man. The Colosseum fight you have to do towards the end is pretty awesome. So yeah, I'd recommend playing it. It's only like a 6 to 8 hour game, so it's worth rolling through. In my opinion, it's good.
All right. Pete, you gonna play anything?
The only thing that I played, I think, like the
Retromania. This guy loves the Retromania.
That's the only thing I played. I think since we last talked and all. I know I beat the 2 story modes and played a little more. And I actually, it's a button mashing game. That's really what it is. It's just a button mashing game, really. So it's but it's a fun game. It's an indie game. There you go. It's an indie game.
There you go. Love indie games.
There you go.
Support indie games. Support indie wrestling.
The indie game community. So yeah, that's about it though. I haven't really played anything else. I kind of want to get into, since being an Arkham Asylum, kind of want to get another big game as want to beat. So we'll get to that. So Last of Us. Okay. Well, how about
God of War?
No, well that too, or even the Force. What's it called? Jesus, can you help me out, guys?
Red Dead Redemption.
What?
Fallen Order?
Yeah, I haven't beating that game.
Which one? Oh, Fallen Order. Oh, that's a great game. Yeah, come on, Pete.
You know why? Because that alien spider scared the shit out of me. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, I understand if the game's a little too hard for you, you might have to put it in baby mode. But it's a good game.
Let me tell you something, Ant. I'm not afraid of hard games. All right,
dude. There's some really difficult fights in there. I promise you.
Oh, I can imagine.
Baby mode, Pete. Baby baby mode. I'm telling you, just enjoy the story. There's no harm, no foul.
Nah, I can't do that. I don't like. I don't like. Okay, I'm like normal. I like going to normal gaming because, like I said, anything less than that.
Normal's hard.
I can imagine.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one piece of advice. Backtrack and get upgrades if you're gonna do that, because you will need them.
That I can see.
Yeah, you will definitely need them. But that's all we have, right, gentlemen?
Yep, that's all we got.
All right, well, we'll be next week.
So I guess our homework is Mank, right?
Mank in episode 5 of
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, which is the Penundulum episode or whatever they call it, the episode before the finale, which is exciting. Oh, also John Stamos' series starts on on Disney Plus this week. Big shot.
Oh, is that the one that he's the basketball coach?
Yeah, John Stamos, baby. I'll be watching that.
God.
But okay, so I'm gonna try to watch. I got a list in front of me. I'm gonna try to watch Mank. I'm gonna try to watch Promising Young Woman, because that is actually now on Vudu. Did that while we were doing the show. Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, which is on Amazon, and Nomadland, which is on Hulu.
Okay.
Try to burn through all of those.
Do it. And Mortal Kombat, right? That's the 23rd now. Mortal Kombat. Never mind.
When is the Oscars? Like 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah.
A week from Sunday.
Oh,
shit. You better start watching some movies, guys.
That's what I said. I'm gonna try to burn through everything.
All right, let's go. But all right, guys.
All right, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. See you later.